so far, and we're looking to see how the young guns goes. I'm joined by Tim Ginniver and a man making his debut for 5AA. Looking forward to that too, Jacob Surgeon. Jacob, welcome to 5AA.
Thanks, Will. It's great to be here, mate. Really looking forward to this contest today.
Good. It should be a good test for Port Adelaide. You've just gone through the Eagles side. They're just about full kit, Nat, Nui and Kerr Emily, but apart from that, you look through their team, a lot of these guys have played a lot of finals footy.
Oh, absolutely, you know, and they didn't finish, third or fourth, fifth last year for no reason. They're a fantastic footy club, and it's a great challenge for a young Port Adelaide team who's come up here and they want to win. They've really started to change their culture, and it's going to be a great crack. And Tim Ginniver, always excited. You've a lot of expectation about Port Adelaide. We'll speak with Matthew Nick shortly too and see how they're going there. Bumped into a couple of Port Adelaide boys today. Ali Paddy Carlo, I know he was going in as you were going out, but there is a good feel, Tim. Good feel about Port Adelaide?
Absolutely. I'd just like to say hello to everybody in Alice Springs for the first time ever.
Absolutely.
I'm here at Traeger Park and enjoying what I'm seeing. The oval is in spectacular condition, and well done to everybody involved. But look, yeah, talking to Ali Paddy on the way out as he was going in, I just said, how's that defence looking? Because it was pretty young last week, and he said, yeah, a little bit more back to normal this week. And he and Jackson Trengove, of course, have to lead the way with that young defence now. But there's we'll talk to Matthew Nix about his viewpoint on their defensive outfit, because it'll be up against a reasonable forward line, because the likes of Kennedy and Darling and even Cox will sneak down there.
Lacroix back.
Lacroix's back. They got some work to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Stop those boys. But I think all teams, your midfield is really important in how your defence stacks up, isn't it? It's really important.
Jake, it wouldn't be too many bigger teams on West Coast. Nat Nui not playing, but when you've got Cox and Kennedy, Glass, Darling, Quentin Lynch has gone to Collingwood, but they are a big side. And you're saying very strong bodies. They've always had strong bodies over there in the West.
Absolutely, and we've got to also talk about Lycett, who's the Port Adelaide boy, who's the other ruckman. So he's a big boy as well. But they're definitely a taller sort of team with big bodies. They remind me of a Sydney and Geelong with their drafting, and it's going to be a really good, hard contest, and hopefully the Port boys can stand up to it, which I think they can.
Tough year for Port Adelaide last year, and perhaps the previous two. What do you think they're working on the most? We're hearing defence, every player has to be a defender, whether it's a full forward or full back, but you're very close to the action. What do you think they're really trying to do under Kenny Hinkley?
Well, talking to a few of the guys, they've really worked on their consistency, just consistency from week to week, their preparation and all that sort of stuff. So last year we probably were really inconsistent in that area. So that's one thing that I know that they focused on throughout the pre-season. And yeah, definitely their defensive style. That's probably one thing where Port has definitely struggled in the last 2 years. So the guys, the whole pre-season, have made a real focus on their defensive pressure all over the ground, not just the back six. It starts with the back six, midfield, and the
guys
forward
got
line.
Carl Langdon just about ready to go.
Yeah, shortly Carl Langdon will join us, of course, premiership player for the Eagles, and you look at their list, as we said, a very, very strong list. I'm expecting them to finish top 4 this year. So hard to beat at home, and they now can win away too, and they win quite consistently. So providing they have a good run with injuries, no reason to think they can't go right to the top. Let's welcome Carl Langdon. As we said, a premiership player. He'd be pretty excited too, I reckon, Carl, about the prospects of the West Coast Eagles. Carl, thanks for joining us, and is that a fair assessment? They'd be disappointed if they didn't make the top 4 this year.
David, Jacob, well, certainly I think every club's goal is to make top 4 so you can have a genuine crack at winning a premiership. But from what we saw last season, they are going to need a little bit of luck. And what I mean by that is keeping your best players out on the park. There's no doubt that does have impact. And you saw when West Coast lost Nikoski and Lacroix last season that there was all these question marks on where they were going to get their goals from. And then they lost Josh Kennedy as well. So they had their 3 leading goal kickers sitting in the grandstand. But they were able to manufacture some players through Hill and Hams and these little blokes that came into the fray. They had another young bloke by the name of Jack Darling stand up for them, and I think the best thing that happened for West Coast was that they had a really evolving midfield where it was Gaff and Scott Selwood and Luke Shuey, these young players that were able to take over and knock blokes out like Adam Selwood and Andrew Embley, who've been regulars in there in the past.
Hey Carl, why have West Coast been such a strong side body-wise from the days when you played the premiership years? But you look, every team that plays against West Coast, so they are a strong side. You're certainly a very tall side, but most of the players have a lot of strength through the hip.
Yeah, I think the most important part, and look, Glenn Stewart, the guy who has run our programs with Brian Dawson, who's a professor at the University of Western Australia, they've pretty much designed a program individually for each of the players. And look, when you're young and you come to a club, you naturally mature anyway from the age of sort of 17 to 23. And I think when you look at our premiership side going back to 1992 when I played, we had 4 or 5 years from pretty much end of 87 when I joined West Coast to 92, where you go from an 18, 19-year-old kid to a 23-year-old man, and you naturally put on muscle anyway. And it's then the ability of them to design the individual programs for each of the individual players that has shown the success. And those same individuals are still at the football club, and they've done a great job.
Carl, have you heard anything over the pre-season whether they've looked at the last 2 seasons and said, right, we need to get better at this area of our game? Have you heard about anything over the pre-season that they've tried to tweak?
Look, West Coast, I think, defensively have always had a major focus in that area. And what I talk about defensively is defensively all over the field. It's not just the back six. It's about the whole team, and it was always something that Mick Malthouse prided himself on when he was at West Coast, where, you know, we'd always operate on 12 goals. If we could restrict the opposition at 12 goals or less, we generally win the game. And I don't think much has changed there. Strategically, though, I mean, with the rolling zones these days that we have in AFL football and the guarding of space, there's no doubt that they've got a set structure. And I think, you know, we've seen that adopted by a number of clubs now, whereby, you know, you've got them pressing up to one end of the ground, which is very different to the days that I played. So, look, I haven't seen too much different in their pre-season, going down and seeing them train to what they had in the past. I think there's certainly going to be some new personnel. They've added some depth with the players they recruited to the club, with the likes of Cripps and Morton and certainly Sharrett Wellingham, although he's not going to be available till round 3 because he jumped off a trampoline. He can't trampoline very well. Plays footy a lot better than he trampolines by the sound of it. So no, I don't think they'll tinker with too much. They reckon they got fitter, faster, stronger, but hasn't everybody?
Yeah, that's pre-season.
Absolutely. Carl, you've got a few injury worries at the moment, obviously with Curry, Embley and Nick Nat. How far away are those guys from returning to your lineup? Because obviously they're really important players, especially Curry in the midfield and Nick Nat. And obviously Embley plays at half-forward role. How far away are those guys from coming back into your lineup?
Well, look, I spoke to Andrew Embley earlier today, and he indicated that he should be okay for round 1. We're only talking a couple of weeks, and it was only a mild hamstring tear for him, but he's indicated to me that he'll be ready to go round 1. Daniel Kerr's probably, given that he's played no footy at all, and given that he had a knee injury, and knowing West Coast the way that they are, they definitely don't like to rush players back of that sort of quality, so I wouldn't have thought that you'll probably see Daniel
Let's get the party started, never stop. Live a little, live it up.
There's no place like Alice Springs.
Welcome to Central Australia!
Hi everyone and welcome to Alice Springs. If you'd like to win your own Red Centre adventure, visit us on Facebook for details. We hope to see you here soon.
Footy's back and you have a choice. Put up with what you have or demand better with Fox Footy and get closer to the game. With your team live every round this home and away season. Live every celebration with no ad breaks, siren to siren. And with 24/7 coverage and analysis, you can take your footy smarts anywhere. So to get closer, choice is easy. Fox Footy, only on Foxtel.
2013. We have the Footy Connect revolution, a platform designed by footballers for the grassroots footballing community. Clubs can promote the club by creating a Footy Connect profile using customised backgrounds and logos, communicate via the club wall, including video, photo and text posts, announce the team for the upcoming round and recruit players. Tailored tools such as the Footy Resume allows users to promote their skills, coaches' feedback, facilitates communication between player and coach, and events tool for coordinating special club functions and activities are the innovations that make Footy Connect truly unique and so powerful. Footy Connect. Connecting the football world. Are you connected?
The Northern Territory is full of the best stories.
Where I got up close and personal with an Aussie icon. Which you just have to do. Flying over those waterfalls is just irresistible.
So we jumped straight in and
relaxed in the cool waters with
a few friends on a little charter heading to
a tropical sunset like no other.
The best short break story is available now at flightcentre.com.au or call 131 600 and book now.
Yeah. And he had his injuries. But, you know, when blokes go past you in a footy club, you've then got to fight back. And one thing that I think that he showed when he got opportunities late in the season, when he went back to East Fremantle, that he wasn't far away. And that's why West Coast didn't want to trade him out. You know, there was that request to go to St Kilda. St Kilda were dirty that it wasn't granted, but West Coast had him contracted and he was a required player. And look, they've got a succession plan. I think they truly believe that by keeping him and knowing that Darren Glass could realistically pull the pin at the end of the year, that they've got a player who is still, you know, what they consider above average and one that can slot in when they need him. And let's face it too, if he plays the type of footy that they think he can play, there's no reason why he can't break in ahead of those players.
Carl, thanks for your time, mate. Look forward to speaking with you throughout the season.
No worries. See you later.
Carl Langdon, always very forthright and premiership player for the West Coast Eagles. Yeah, I just like how they are structured with the big guys. Up forward now, Kennedy, Darling, Nat Nui and Cox go forward. Lynch has gone to Collingwood. They pretty well couldn't squeeze him in. And down back, they've got Glass, McKenzie and Mitch Brown.
Stretches any defence.
And massive half-backers too in Beau Waters and Shannon Hearn.
They've just got a fantastic spine, you know, and footy clubs are built on your spine. And, you know, from full back to full forward, they're just stock. Beautiful.
They got the good, just the what you call the blue collar players like Predis and that Selwood, both Selwood boys that get in there, do the hard stuff.
A lot of teams underestimated Predis for a long time, and then they realised, gee, he just keeps getting it, doesn't he?
Good player.
The thing is, he came off the rookie list as well. You know.
Yeah.
Question on Predis was leg speed, no leg speed, but. What a fantastic player he's been for their
He's
club.
got the ball 35 times.
Runs a 16-plus beat test. He's a fantastic player.
Hey, the new voice you can hear is Jacob Surgeon, part of the 5AA team throughout 2013. The other one is Tim Geneva. David Woody also here up at Traeger Park. The ground in excellent condition. A beautiful night here. Crowd starting to build. We're going to take a break and come back with assistant Port Adelaide coach Matthew Nix.
TAB Tatsbet. More action, more places.
5AA's Before the Bounce on Adelaide's #1 football station, 5AFL.
Hi, Jackson Trengove here from the Power.
Trengove, good-looking kick has swung back. Yes, it has.
Catch me on the 5AA Breakfast Show every Friday morning with Keith and Jane as I give you the inside word on the Power.
Jackson Trengove. Oh, he's got it.
Only on 13.95 Adelaide's 5AA.
Val and I are really excited. We're downsizing now while we can make our own decisions. We're not getting any younger and the garden is just too much. Val's knees are playing up, not to mention my back, so we're moving into an independent retirement.
Guys, after the ad break, I'll just go straight to the Matthew Nix interview.
Bells and whistles. So we'll have a bit of money left to go on a few holidays without worrying about the house.
Take control of your own destiny now and find peace of mind. Resthaven.asn.au.
Ever heard of drink walking? It's a bit like sleepwalking, only, well, drink related. When people can't remember how they got from one pub to another or how they got home, that's drink walking. And like sleepwalkers, drink walkers don't know they're doing it, which can be annoying, inappropriate, or just plain dangerous. So if you're driving tonight, watch out for drink walkers. They won't watch out for you.
A message from the Motor Accident Commission and the Government of South Australia.
Harris Scarf is launching a big, beautiful, brand new store on March 26. But let's not forget, this great company goes all the way back to 1850. Back in those days, there were no cars, of course. Not even I can go back that far. Harris Scarf relied on the horse and trolley to deliver the goods. Just over 100 years later, in 1966, they opened the largest industrial sales warehouse in South Australia. It covered 3.5 acres. Harris Scarf has been through 2 world wars, withstood a bank crisis and one of the worst worst depressions in history. Now, in 2013, you're invited to join us to celebrate the new store opening as 5AA hosts an all-day broadcast, interviews and cooking demos and loads more. Come and join us on April the 3rd as part of the 30 days of Harris Scarf Love.
We can fit, stain and deliver.
4-day sale now on. This Friday to Monday only. Up to 50% off. Hurry to your nearest showroom today or visit doorsplus.com.au.
Doors Plus, no fuss.
Be the one sitting on your beachfront balcony at Victor. A glass of wine, stunning views, and no mortgage. The grand prize in the Hospital Home Lottery is a spectacular beachfront home at Victor Harbour.
Guys, we'll go straight to Matthew Nix straight after the break.
Fully furnished and professionally decorated, ready to move straight in or keep as your weekend getaway. Do not miss out on this one. Visit homelottery.com.au or call now 1300 852 177. Licence M12515.
5AA's Before the Bounce on Adelaide's #1 football station, 5AFL.
The game not far away now. We're looking forward to Port Adelaide taking the West Coast Eagles ground in perfect condition, and we're joined now by Port Adelaide assistant coach Matthew Nix. Matthew, thanks for joining us, and I'll tell you what, the weather has improved. When we got off the plane, it was absolutely boiling, but quite good conditions now.
Yeah, very good conditions for footy. I wouldn't say the weather's improved, though. It was beautiful for the last day and a half we've been up here, sitting around the pool, relaxing and having a good time. But, yeah, I think the boys will be a lot happier. There's a bit of a breeze coming through now and it's cooled right down, so players it'll be much more comfortable for the players.
Mixed form. I thought Port were very good the first week. Perhaps not so good at Renmark, even though a few of the kids shone out. How have you seen the pre-season to date, and what are you expecting tonight?
Yeah, look, I think last week was, we took an inexperienced side to Renmark. So what we got was what we expected. I think a number of players stood up and, we were really happy with some of the performances. There's a lot more experience coming back into the side this week, and we're going up against a really quality outfit in West Coast. So, we couldn't be happy with how things are going. The players are working on all the things that Ken's brought to the club, and Alan Richardson and the different stuff that we're doing. So, things are going along well. Today's a massive test for our group. I think we've got, as I said, probably one of our strongest sides in. There's still a few that aren't up and going at this point, but not many.
Now, Nick, so you look after the defence. Was it a rather young one last week, wasn't it? How did you think they went?
Look, I thought we got beaten in the defensive side of the game. I thought they came out harder, first quarter especially.
Yep.
They were just harder at the footy, harder at the man, and gave us a bit of a lesson in that. And we keep a really close eye on our defensive side. So that was disappointing. But as I said, it was a young group, and hopefully they've learned a lot from that.
Nixie, talking about the defence, obviously you've had a couple of guys depart from last season. Who's been the young leaders that would step up to take over from a Chaplin, Piercy and the other guys who have left?
Yeah, I think Jacko's definitely stood up, and he understands now that with a few of the older guys leaving, like yourself, Serge, Chappie at Richmond, I had a look at him today and he went reasonably well. He knows he's got to step up. Bobby Carlisle's always been a leader and a really, really positive person around the group. So he's gone again. But we've also we've got a number of younger guys in. When I say younger, sort of 22-year-old, Campbell Heath from Sydney, who's brought a lot of experience from a leadership point of view. He's played alongside some fantastic leaders over there. So he's really slipped in nicely and playing a role there. Some of that experience is rubbing off on our younger guys. Tommy Jonas has stood up. He's always been you would have known, Serge, you played a bit of footy with him. He's a real leader on the ground. So he's been a bonus for us. And then, Jasper Pittard back from injury this year. Not so much in the leadership category, but really giving us that run from our back line.
Yeah, absolutely. And also just another one, I read an article late last year about you're a massive NFL fan, as I am, and you said you adopted a bit of a defensive structure for your back six, devised from the NFL game style. So I just wanted to wonder how you would implement a totally different game and different system into an AFL system.
Oh, look, it's more about trying to learn from some of the elite sports around the world. And
Jamie Cripps.
We all love our NFL,
and
I think you can draw a lot of comparisons from their game. Be it's very stop-start. The way they defend and they defend all at once. They don't have the ball for certain times of the game, and so we've talked a fair bit about that with our group and said, look, when we haven't got the football, it's 18 of us that are defending. Let's not kid ourselves. Schultze, you are. one of the most important players on the ground, and you're our full forward. Not that we've had to convince Schultz of that, because he's been such a strong defender over the years, but we've taken a fair bit out of their game, and just looking at some of their players, the way they train, the way they work themselves when they haven't got the footy, it's outstanding, some of the stuff you can get off of them.
Jack Homsch, how's he going to fit into our back six, the big fella?
Well, the best part about that, it's an interesting question, because he's, unfortunately he had an ankle issue. That wasn't major, but it's put him back a couple of weeks. He had a run around yesterday or today, and went okay. As expected, didn't have the full match fitness to get through a full game, but a number of other guys have stood up. So it's the best thing for our club is to have that depth that are really pushing for selection. Homshi's a fantastic footballer and has a year under his belt. Where he's played at the top level, bit in a young side. He came in and some of the stuff he was doing at training was outstanding, and got a lot of respect from some of our older players. I was out watching one of our training drills and happened to be standing next to Kane Corns, and Homshi went back and took a contested mark, and Cornsy, that's outstanding. And to have that come from such an experienced player as Kane was fantastic, and so he's putting pressure on the likes of Jonas. There's another young lad, Stevenson, from West Coast. Be good for him tonight to go up against his old club.
Absolutely.
He's coming in and putting pressure on for spots, and look, it's a good place for us as far as our defence. We're still young and we're still learning a lot, but we have a number of guys that can go through there.
Talking with Port Adelaide assistant coach Matty Nix. Matty, the ones that I really liked last week, Ollie Wines was very good. I thought Mitchell found the ball at times maybe butchered a little bit, but he was also very good. Redden, Young, you mentioned Campbell Heath, so there was a few shining lights, even though he didn't actually get the points. And no, it's only a NAB Cup, but you perhaps would have liked to have won the game anyhow.
We always want to win. Yeah, it's one of those things, and Ken's a very competitive man as well, so we went out to try and win the game. Let's not kid ourselves. But there were some really good signs, some really young guys. Kane Mitchell.
Oh, Cahoon's the other one too, Semi Cahoon.
Cahoon he was a standout. Even going over his tape, you get a feeling straight after the game, but looking through some of the stuff he does, he's a very mature footballer. He plays, above his experience. Probably the one thing he learnt from last week is just be careful who you take on.
He got smashed early, didn't he?
Yeah, but the best thing is he gets straight back up off the ground and goes again.
Courageous.
Super hard runner. Kane Mitchell the same, really hard run. Number of the teams nowadays are getting some guys in who are who are hard runners who can run all day, and we'll take that if they're going to put effort in for the whole day and turn the odd ball over. We'll so be it. We'll work on their skills throughout the year.
We got told, Matty, during the week that it's pronounced Cahoon. We thought it was Colhoun or Calhoun, but his dad actually rang the radio station. Look, I know Sam doesn't care what he's called, but Cahoon, like he's a big kahuna, so yeah.
Oh, he'll tell you that too. That's all right. We'll call him.
And he's not a big Cahoon. He's only a little guy, but boy, he's got a bit of courage. You're right. He got smashed early, didn't he? But got up and then worked his way into the game.
Yeah, he did. And we had a look at some of that, during the week, and had a chat about a number of different things he might be able to tweak in his game. And I suggested, if it is a bigger unit that's going to come at you hard, maybe run the other way and and test them out with your speed and your endurance.
Absolutely.
But he's only going to get better as the year goes on.
Got that horrible knack of being able to find the footy, which is gold, isn't it? Hey, tonight the West Coast Eagles, you've had a look at them, the lineup that they would probably put out there today. What are some of the things that you've got to watch in them?
Oh, look, there's plenty, and that's probably their strength. Is that right across the board, right up the middle, they've got names, experience everywhere. Lacroix back and going again now, so that'll be a big test for our back line. And
who works on those matchups at selection? Everybody has
everyone has an input. Yeah, everyone from Gary Hocking, who's our forwards.
Never let on, live it up. Let's get the party started, never stop. Live a little, live it up.
There's no place like Alice Springs.
Welcome to Central Australia!
Hi everyone and welcome to Alice Springs. If you'd like to win your own Red Centre adventure, visit us on Facebook for details. We hope to see you here soon.
Footy's back and you have a choice. Put up with what you have or demand better with Fox Footy and get closer to the game. With your team live every round this home and away season. Live every celebration with no ad breaks, siren to siren. And with 24/7 coverage and analysis, you can take your footy smarts anywhere. So to get closer, choice is easy. Fox Footy, only on Foxtel.
2013, we have the Footy Connect revolution, a platform designed by footballers for the grassroots footballing community. Clubs can promote the club by creating a Footy Connect profile using customised backgrounds and logos, communicate via the club wall, including video, photo and text posts, announce the team for the upcoming round, and recruit players. Tailored tools such as the Footy Resume allows users to promote their skills, coaches' feedback, facilitates communication between player and coach, and events tool for coordinating special club functions and activities are the innovations that make Footy Connect truly unique and so powerful. Footy Connect, connecting the football world. Are you connected?
The Northern Territory is full of the best stories.
Where I got up close and personal with an Aussie icon. Which you just have to do. Flying over those waterfalls is just irresistible.
So we jumped straight in and
relaxed in the cool waters with
a few friends on a little charter heading to
a tropical sunset like no other.
The best short break story is available now at flightcentre.com.au or call 131 600 and book now.
TAB Tatsbet. More action, more places.
5AA's Before the Bounce on Adelaide's #1 football station, 5AFL. Four-time premiership coach and Australian Football Hall of Fame legend Lee Matthews talks footy on 5AA.
I think there's a bit of deal-making going on around the AFL football department all of a sudden. I think the whole tanking issue, everybody looked at us and said there was a deal done so that everybody sort of won.
Lee Matthews with Cornsey and Rowie. Wednesday afternoons thanks to the Ramsgate Hotel. Live footy action on over 13 big screens. And Adelaide's #1 sports show. $13.95, Adelaide's 5AA.
Ever heard of drink walking? It's a bit like sleepwalking, only, well, drink related. When people can't remember how they got from one pub to another or how they got home, that's drink walking. And like sleepwalkers, drink walkers don't know they're doing it, which can be annoying, inappropriate, or just plain dangerous. So if you're driving tonight, watch out for drink walkers. They won't watch out for you.
And a message from the Motor Accident Commission and the Government of South Australia.
Nutrify the fruit and vegetables in your garden by applying Nutrog's Rocket Fuel. Each organic rocket fuel pellet contains the full range of macro and micronutrients. This provides your organically grown fruit and veggies with access to all the essential nutrition for your family's health. Tasty, healthy, great performance. Give your fruit and veggies the blast they need. Nutrog's Rocket Fuel. Nutrition guaranteed. Supporting the Stephanie Alexander Kitchen Garden Foundation.
Guys, we've got about a minute or so to go. You can have another break in probably about 10 minutes, about 10 to.
Yeah,
one place that brings it all together. A news service that makes sense of it all. News you'll need.
Good evening, I'm Kate Collins. First on 9 News tonight.
Made for you by a fresh, vibrant local team of committed professionals. My home for news. My favourite Adelaide team. Nine News at 6. Your home for news. Adelaide's finest news team.
And Big Cahoon.
Don't miss the great deals on right now at Dave Potter Honda, like the fabulous new 2013 Honda Jazz Vibe Limited Edition, now just $17,990 drive away, or the brand new 2013 Honda Civic VTIS 5-door hatch, now $22,990 drive away, and Honda Accord VTI 2012 runout from just $27,990 drive away, with limited stocks of 2012 new and demo Hondas all reduced to clear. Dave Potter Honda, 141 Brighton Road, Glenelg South, established 1948, South Australia's #1 Honda dealer.
People often ask, why don't they build tyres like they used to?
I always like hearing
Cooper Tyres do.
Do you like hearing your voice though?
I
hate it.
Let's build even
Which one's
stronger
mine,
to
George?
last longer.
Just my
the
voice.
new Cooper ST Max with 3-ply Armatech sidewall, outback proven pattern and unique compound. The Cooper ST Max is built for maximum toughness, maximum
10 seconds, guys.
on traction, and it's guaranteed to last up to 80,000
Come on,
k's.
George.
Hit
Come on, George.
coopertyres.com.au for your nearest dealer.
5AA's Before the Bounce on Adelaide's #1 football station, 5AFL.
And not far away from the start of the game, and 5AA live and exclusive, coming all the way to Alice Springs, and a beautiful night here too in the centre of Australia. I'm joined by Tim Ginnivan and Jacob Surgeon. West Coast, Tim, have been out on the ground for a long, long while. Just saying too, guys, haven't the warm-ups changed in the last 10, 15 years? We used to go out there for 5 or 6 minutes, have a kick, a mark, a couple of run-throughs. Now they do drills. Jacob, you've been just out of the system, you know all about it, but some of them are extended up, 30, 40 minutes, some of the warm-ups.
I'm trying to remember when Terry Wallace started it. And Terry Wallace started it.
Got him out in the ground, didn't he?
He got him out in the ground, and they ran around. Everyone's going, what's happening here?
Doing?
And I've got to remember, I think it's around 99. That's what I'm thinking. Late 90s. And
so what's the theory behind it?
They went and ran around. Well, Jacob would be able to tell us more than what we know, because he's done it.
Yeah, well, it's obviously just to get the body warm. Hammies, calves, quaddies. So you don't want to pull any soft tissues, especially before the game. So you do a little bit of extended warm-up, and you can see that, the midfield group were getting together and doing their stoppage work, which they would have talked throughout the week. The backmen get together and do their thing, drop off marking, spoiling, bit of switching the ball, that sort of stuff, and then the forwards obviously just kick their goals.
How much is it getting a second win? Because often when people start to go really hard, you feel absolutely stuffed in the first couple of minutes. Is that to get through that first stage as well?
Yeah, for some people like Kane Corns, who's an elite runner, he likes to get that out first, and someone like me, I just used to like cruise and just pump the boys up and be a bit vocal out there instead of doing as much warm-up.
It's like playing a fifth quarter. I mean, look, West Coast have been out.
We're still there.
We've been here for 3/4 of an hour, and I reckon most of those guys have been on the park since we've been here.
Oh, absolutely. We've been here for a good half hour now, and the boys were out kicking before, went inside, had a quick chat to the coach, and then came back out and did their warm-up. So it's definitely changed from when you boys were playing, for sure.
Well, I suppose if you're training every day of the week, this should be just a breeze with no one knocking around on that. So, I mean, they'd be used to it, but it's just shown where the game has gone in the last 10, 15 years.
The game is so professional now where, a little thing like this, you might think you're getting an edge over your opponent. So to come out here and warm up for 20, 25, 30 minutes is just stock standard these days in AFL football.
And I know you've even got that inside, even though you're not in the system now, you knock back your chips at lunch. You didn't eat them, you put them on the side of the plate. So old habits die hard.
Oh, absolutely. You've got to stay fit. And, I'm looking forward to playing with the Maggies this year when I can get out on the track.
Before the bounce for TAB Tatsbet, Tim, looking forward to the game turn. We said this is a massive test for Port Adelaide. This is a very good side. A side I'm expecting to finish top 4 on the West Coast. Sure, they're missing 2 or 3. So too are Port Adelaide, but it'd be a lot different to playing Melbourne last week in Renmark, even though Port side's a fair bit different too, mind you.
Oh, look, it is, but I think it's a last real smash out for a couple of these blokes to really get their hands ready for the big contest. I think the West Coast, just looking at them now, I think they're going to roll straight into the game from here. I think they're just going to go from this warm-up straight into the game.
They changed the jumper.
They might just put a different jumper on. That's about it. But they are doing a fair. I mean, Port Adelaide went in probably a good 7 or 8 minutes ago, and they're still out here. But look, I'm looking forward to Port Adelaide taking it up to them. That's the thing. I think Port cannot be intimidated by their recent form in the last 2 seasons. They've got to go out into this believing that they can put their pre-season into practice against a really good lineup and absolutely take them on.
I think it's about time Matty Lobe starts to show a bit more, Jacob. He's a first-round draft choice. Big men do take time, but you're saying he's very, very good in the gym and has put on a fair bit of muscle.
Yeah, definitely. Lobes is really vital to Port's success this year, along with Jaron Redden and Renouf. Those 3 guys are going to be battling for that number 1 and number 2 ruck spot all year. So
who gets it? Who do you reckon starts round 1? Which 2 will they go with?
Well, me personally, I think Redden is the man. He's 4th or 5th season now, pre-season. His motor's better. He's a big, strong boy. He came to Port Adelaide a kid. He's a big, strong man now. And I'm looking forward to him and Cox. It's a bit of master versus apprentice sort of stuff tonight. And hopefully the big fella's up for the,
challenge. Was Daniel Stewart dropped this week? Because he played pretty well last week, kicked 3 goals. We thought showed a little bit. But he's another one that he frustrates me. He seems to have everything. A good mark, good kick, and yet he's never, ever had any consistency at this level. Yet he goes back to North Adelaide. Josh Franco says he dominates.
Yep, and that's unfortunate. He goes in, he kicks 3. He's a ruck forward, but you bring in Schultz, you bring in Westhoff. Where can Daniel Stewart play? Unfortunately, Daniel Stewart had an interrupted pre-season with a hip operation. He's had a shoulder, so he needs to go back, probably get another 1 or 2 games in, and he needs to play well down there and be consistent at SNFL level. So just in case those other guys' form does drop, Stewie can just push up there and take their spots.
Always be ready.
Absolutely.
So missing Momfries makes their first side if he's fit. He goes straight in. Brett Ebert's been around for a long while, so you think he'd be certainly pushing for selection. Robbie Gray's still a way off.
He's looking good though. I've seen him on the training track and he's looking like the Robbie Gray of old.
So could Surprise come back a little bit quicker than we think?
I hope so. He looks good in that number 9 as well.
So still, still at least 4. Yeah, why wouldn't you take the number 9? At least 4 players to come back in Port Adelaide's side too, you'd think. So they're not too bad. They're getting a nice mix. I wonder which one of the kids will play. Cahoon we saw very good last week. I like Mitchell. You think he'll be upgraded them. What about young Jake Need? Now his first week, first week was sensational.
Him. Absolutely love him. He's the forward line pressure that Port Adelaide needed. They haven't had a kid who's come in and had an impact like him and put pressure on in that forward line. Just going through some of the stats from last week, he had, I think, 22 or 24 pressure acts inside 50. That is huge.
Yeah, that's magnificent.
A couple of
Absolutely. For a young 18-year-old kid, that's awesome.
A couple have been lost in the system and have got full of potential. Andrew Moore, number 26, another first-round draft choice, really. And Jasper Pittard was a forgotten man, I think. Played one game last year, 1 or 2 games?
Yeah, Jasper's one of those kids who unfortunately had bad hamstring problems last year, and he's had a full pre-season. He's had full pre-season this year. He's had no hamstring problems, and he won a Rising Star nominee 2 years ago, so this is a really, really important year for him to cement a halfback spot at Port Adelaide Footy Club, and I think he will.
But also for the team, he provides that real burst out of defence, run, and that that kick coming through the corridor and all the rest of it. He's vital to do that. He's one of those plucky sort of kids as well with his character,
he's vibrant,
which means he'll take the game on and have the confidence to do it. So it's important for the team that he holds together and plays well.
And it's important for Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide supporters want to see this team's ball movement going forward and quickly going forward, not going back, chipping it around like we have been the last couple of years. They want quick ball movement. They want it going fast, forward, and taking the game on. So I'm really looking forward to that aspect of tonight's game, especially from Jasper and the guys like Campbell Heath who can do that.
2 of the regulars, Tim, we thought were good at Renmark last week. Broadbent after half-time. He was a sub early, came on.
Correct.
And Hartlett almost stole the game. He turned the game on its head, didn't he?
I made the call at half-time last week that I thought that it would be a straight swap Hartlett for Broadbent. After half-time, Hartlett stayed on. And like you said, nearly stole the game for Port Adelaide. I found out during the week that was the original plan.
To bring him off?
To bring Hartlett off and swap him for Broadbent.
So was Ken Hickley that annoyed at half-time?
I think he was that and Hamish certainly showed it.
Port Adelaide just hit the ground. Talking about Jasper Pittard, when he came here, he was one of the skinniest guys I think I've ever seen. Now, he's still pretty thin, but he's probably 10 kilo heavier than when he first came across.
15, 16.
Is he?
Yeah, he's put a lot of time and effort into the gym, and obviously I've been there the last
15
few years.
15 kilo.
Yeah,
I bet you he had to eat his chips.
He would have had to eat his chips, absolutely. But no, he looks fantastic. He's put a lot on upper body, but it's more his glutes and hips where you devise your power from, and that's where you can see the Eagles boys when they run up, they're very quad.
So is that squats and doing more
than power lifts, a lot of
not just getting the biceps done in the mirror?
It's not all about just looking in the mirror and being
like
big
Chad.
on the biceps. Chad's a different cat. He likes it upstairs, but he was very good with his squats and deadlifts and all that sort of stuff as well.
I can just watching him now. You're right. He looks to finally get a bit through the hips in that Jasper. He was just a whippet, wasn't he, when he come across?
He was a whippet, and like I said, he's been in the gym. He was doing 3, 4, 5, 6 sessions a week. Even on Saturday morning he'd get in. So he's put a lot of time and effort into his body, and hopefully us as all Port Adelaide supporters can see him deliver on the oval.
He's 21, nearly 22 in April. You'd probably think over the next 2 years he might really start to hit a peak as far as his body size is going to be and the playing weight.
And only 14 games, Tim, given the fact only 14 matches for Port Adelaide. That's due to mainly those hamstring issues. But
he's missed the season, hasn't he?
Yeah, probably season a bit. I wonder if Jake Need will play round 1. It's going to be very interesting.
I think you'll find, personally, I think Need and Wines will play.
Mitchell?
Talk
about running machine. This guy is incredible.
Upgraded at the moment, but I think it'll get tougher spots.
I think
he might be just on the edge.
I think he's the sort of player that Port Adelaide need playing that half forward role, which he can get up and get back, and he can put forward pressure on.
He sort of played high half forward, didn't he?
Absolutely,
last week and just dominated. Finding the ball.
And he's hungry. He's a 21, 22-year-old kid who's come from the Waffle, who won the Sandover with Claremont last year. He's hungry to prove to people, hey, why didn't you pick me up earlier? So he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder, which is what I like.
They reckon Cam O'Shea's had a terrific pre-season, but jury's still out for me. I'm yet to see him do the things that Port Adelaide expect him to do, but he's 193 centimetres, getting bigger, can run, very good aerobically, so you'd expect a maybe a breakout year for O'Shea?
Yeah, I hope so. Cam, started off in the team last year and then got just dropped for a bit of form reasons, but he pushed Kane Corns in, the 3 km time trials and all that sort of stuff. So he's got a fantastic motor. He's an elite AFL runner.
Ready for a break.
There's been some queries on with his skills, but I know he's worked really hard over the pre-season. I've watched him train this year, and he's been a standout in pre-season.
We're going to take a break. Stay with us as we set up in Alice Springs. A terrific ground, the ground in perfect condition. Lovely night. It's certainly cooled off. Very warm as we arrived during the day, but looking forward to the clash between Port Adelaide and the West Coast Eagles. Your team tonight, David Wildy, Tim Geneva and Jacob Surgeon. Before the bounce for TAB TatsBet.
TAB TatsBet. More action, more places.
5AA's Before the Bounce on Adelaide's #1 football station, 5AFL. 4-time premiership coach and Australian Football Hall of Fame legend Lee Matthews talks footy on 5AA.
I think there's a bit of deal-making going on around the AFL football department all of a sudden. I think the whole tanking issue, everybody looked at us and said there was a deal done so that everybody sort of won.
Lee Matthews with Cornsey and Rowie. Wednesday afternoons thanks to the Ramsgate Hotel. Live footy action on over 13 big screens. And Adelaide's #1 sports show. $13.95, Adelaide's 5AA.
Ever heard of drink walking? It's a bit like sleepwalking, only, well, drink-related. When people can't remember how they got from one pub to another or how they got home, that's drink walking. And like sleepwalkers, drink walkers don't know they're doing it, which can be annoying, inappropriate, or just plain dangerous. So if you're driving tonight, watch out for drink walkers. They won't watch out for you.
A message from the Motor Accident Commission and the Government of South Australia.
Nutrify the fruit and vegetables in your garden by applying Nutrog's Rocket Fuel. Each organic rocket fuel pellet contains the full range of macro and micronutrients.
Live a little, live it up. Let's get the party started, never stop. Live a little, live it up.
There's no place like Alice Springs.
Welcome to Central Australia!
Hi everyone and welcome to Alice Springs. If you'd like to win your own Red Centre adventure, visit us on Facebook for details. We hope to see you here soon.
Footy's back and you have a choice. Put up with what you have or demand better with Fox Footy and get closer to the game. With your team live every round this home and away season. Live every celebration with no ad breaks, siren to siren. And with 24/7 coverage and analysis, you can take your footy smarts anywhere. So to get closer, choice is easy. Fox Footy, only on Foxtel.
2013, we have the Footy Connect revolution, a platform designed by footballers for the grassroots footballing community. Clubs can promote the club by creating a Footy Connect profile using customised backgrounds and logos, communicate via the club wall, including video, photo and text posts, announce the team for the upcoming round and recruit players. Tailored tools such as the Footy Resume allows users to promote their skills, coaches' feedback, facilitates communication between player and coach, and events tool for coordinating special club functions and activities are the innovations that make Footy Connect truly unique and so powerful. Footy Connect, connecting the football world. Are you connected?
The Northern Territory is full of the best stories.
Where I got up close and personal with an Aussie icon, which you just have to do. Flying over those waterfalls is just irresistible.
So we jumped straight in and
relaxed in the cool waters with
a few friends on a little charter heading to
a tropical sunset like no other.
The best short break story is available now at flightcentre.com.au or call 131 600 and book now.
It's good, and for the Power, we've got Heath, Broadbent, Matthew Loby, Andrew Moore, Aaron Young and Sam Calhoun.
Is Broadbent being eased back? He had an unbelievable year last year. I thought he had a terrifically consistent year, but he was sub last week, starting on the bench this week.
But this heat policy that's coming tonight,
come on
he can come on anytime, so he could be on within
2 minutes.
Well, I would say 40 seconds. would probably be the first rotation.
But
yeah.
aren't they capped? Aren't they down to 80?
I don't know about tonight.
It's still part of the NAB.
I don't think there's a cap
open slather, is it?
Because of the heat policy.
Okay.
So it's uncapped, and it's 6 interchange to combat the heat.
Hey, Jacob, tell us about Aaron Young too. We thought, Tim and I went to Renmark last week. We thought he played well. He looks like he knows where the goals are. Quite a neat-looking player.
His second half, he really exploded. He played up forward and just mixed it up a bit for Port Adelaide. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah,
Aaron Young.
What he was drafted for is he's super competitive.
Yep.
Hates losing the one-on-one contest. Really likes to have a crack. He's got a couple of things he's got to work on. Still, his body is still a young kid, so he needs to get into the weights room and still put on a bit of muscle and a bit of bulk. Needs to improve his endurance, which will happen over time with pre-seasons and getting into the game. But he started with competitiveness, and that's what he brings to the team, and that's what we need.
Just a bit of late news too. Chris Marston, who we'd seen doing the WOM, he is a late withdrawal. So whether he hurt himself out there or not, we're not sure, but certainly was out there for quite a while.
Probably exhausted.
And he also, another high draft pick, and he's got the beard on now, but he's had a pretty good last couple of years, so a late withdrawal.
So will they play with just 23 then, or bring somebody else in?
Well, we've just been told that they won't bring in a reserve, so they're going to play
stick with the 5.
One short, old umpire from Square Leg. So, yeah, that's a bit of a blow to them, but they've still got a very, very good team out there. And as we said, the interchange, Broadbent will start on the bench, but as Tim said, he could be on in the first couple of minutes. Who starts in the ruck? Redden take the first bounce?
I hope he does.
Well, Lobe did okay, though, last week when he came on. Was he starting on the bench?
He did indeed, but if we just...
Yeah, he's on the bench.
He's on the bench, Lobe, so it's definitely Redden, and that sort of indicates to me that it's going to be Redden that starts round 1.
What a great story too. Travis Boak could easily have gone home. A lot of pressure to go home, family home, could get a big quid there, could possibly go back to Geelong. I reckon what he did there, Jacob, to stay here, given the last couple of years at Port Adelaide, that's unbelievable, showing faith in his mates, the club, where the club's going. And I'm really glad they made him skipper. I think it's a great appointment. You know, you don't hear a lot of noise from Boakey out, but they say within the club, he's very, very well respected.
He's not a very vocal person on the football field. That's just Boakey. He goes about his business by his actions. But off the field, in the change rooms, locker room, meeting rooms, that's when he talks, and that's when you need your captain.
Well, he's just lost the toss in the middle of the ground, and Darren Glass won it for the West Coast Eagles. He
decided
toward
to go the Rangers end, the Mountain Rangers
end. He did indeed. He's well, that's view. Right of your radio dial for those that are listening in, and we're watching here on local television too. They're going to take the 5AA call. So to the right of screen if you are watching locally. Yeah, we can welcome to our listeners from 6PR. Thanks to Agostino Mitsubishi and the Thirsty Camel. Looking forward to seeing how the West Coast Eagles go. No doubt they are too. They finished 5th last year, and certainly with a bit of luck, you lose Lacroix, Nikoski had a couple of injuries as well, and I think Beau Waters also missed out in the finals. So they've got some great depth. And Dave, you want to get on the web and listen in AFLNT.com.au. Okay, so not far away from the start of the game, our special comments, Jacob Surgeon, just out of the game, a Port Adelaide boy from Western Australia. So a bit of foot in both camps here, but mainly the Power, you would think, Jacob? Yeah, mainly the Power, but I was a West Coast supporter growing up. Really enjoyed the 90s, especially the grand final wins, and they were very close to my heart, and I did actually do half a pre-season with them before I got drafted out to Port, so I always thank the Eagles for actually inviting me out after I didn't get drafted, and you know, I've got a lot of respect for their footy club. They've been fantastic. Tommy Jonas picking up Mark Lacroix, so big job for Tommy. He doesn't mind those jobs, though, does he? He gets out there and gets given a role. Yeah, he plays his role for the team, and he does it fantastically well, and that's a massive win for him to early on in his career play on such a talent like Mark Lacroix. Great to see him elevated. He does a good job for his benefit. He's in the team for that stopping role. Okay, here we go. Start of the game. Conditions perfect here in Alice Springs. Footy on 5AA live and exclusively on relay to 6PR. Bang goes the ball, up go the ruckman. Cox got it down, did pretty well. Slapped forward by Scotty Selwood, who won the BNF last year. Selwood follows it up again. They grab hold of him. He's a tough, rough customer. Shepherd in there for the Eagles. Finally, it's Hart that it clears. What a machine he is. A nice looking kick up towards full forward. Hearn came over the top, knocked it to the ground. Very, very strong body. Had possession, lost possession. They get hold of him. Umpire might have seen a free kick. Too high. Just watch that one, boys. I reckon Kane Mitchell has gone to Shannon Hearn. Okay, so might have the roll there. So West Coast with the ball at centre half back.
Short kick towards Schofield. Kane Corns coming, but Schofield too big, too tall. Takes a mark right in front of us.
Too hairy.
No breeze around at all. Gee, Scotty Selwood, he's an improved player. He's got the 50-metre penalty too. So it's been all the Eagles early. So second possession for Scott Selwood. For the good guys, good to go. Now he can pump them long and strong into the pocket. Out comes Lacroix. The kick never quite got to him though. Snared by Pittard. This goes back towards Trengove. Now to Wingard. Wingard off the half-back flank. Port Adelaide run it well. The high kick back towards centre wing. 2-on-1 here. Paul Stewart can't beat them both. And Schofield takes a nice mark.
Well done to the West Coast. Teamed up well there, Hearn and Schofield. Schofield goes out the back to Hearn. The monster kick. He's on half-back flank. He wobbles this one forward. Wasn't great. Made it difficult for Darling, but Pritis is there to just pick up those crumbs. He did well to Gaff. Gaff on the left foot. Superb pass. Finds Kennedy. Kennedy turns. A little chip. Was it good enough? No, it wasn't. Over the boundary line. I think it was Lacroix who spilled it. Just inside the line and over the boundary line. Right forward pocket for the West Coast Eagles. 40 metres away from their goal. No scorers yet. Ball to be thrown back in. Cox does battle. Got it over the back. Gaff's there. If he can pick it up, he's got an opportunity to go. He went in hard. He was tackled well, because if you get him high, that's a shot at goal. And the umpire sorts it out with a bounce. Only 30 metres out of the West Coast goal. No score. Got a minute play.
Yeah, 30 metres out, as you say. Big men go at it again. And the power can clear, and they do. Was it Ebert up back towards Shields? Can't take it. West Coast defence so strong. Westhoff though came. Did it like a rover. Sprints away from Glass. Pokes it up towards Little Need. Can Need get hold of the ball? Oh, he kept his feet.
Hanging on. Chopping the arms there.
Yeah, bad luck for the young man. Did it pretty well, but just conceded a free kick. Glass now to Schofield, who started very well. Schofield works it along the wing to Shuey. Shuey takes possession. So West Coast just taking their time, looking for an option. Now the kick up towards Lacroix. Lacroix in front of Jonas, played on quickly. Finds Darling, the big fella. Runs towards 50. Pokes it up into the pocket. Can he find a target? He can. And Kennedy's come out on a long lead. Kennedy with a beard takes a nice mark, and they're dominating at the moment, Jacob.
Absolutely. It was a fantastic kick to Mark Lacroix there. And just that handball, the composure to handball off straight away to Darling. And Darling, beautiful kick to Kennedy there on the lead, just out in front of Alapale Carlisle. But it's been a fantastic start by Port Adelaide. The intensity has been outstanding.
He's played 99 games. He was involved in the Chris Judd swap when he went to Carlton, and a very good player. Good centre half forward. Had injuries last year. Little stuttering start. Can he kick a goal? Kick off the boot as he snuck it through. Umpire says good enough. West Coast strike the first blow here in Alice Springs. First score on the board on the Toop and Toop scoreboard goes to Kennedy, and the Eagles lead by 6 points.
Yeah, it's been a great start by the Eagles. You know, they're just attacking the ball really hard. Tommy Jonas has got to get a little bit closer to Mark Lacroix there. He's had a couple of easy little possessions, but Will Schofield, you know, a couple of marks and has a really good start, been influential off the half-back line.
I thought Need was a bit stiff. I mean, it was touch and go, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Needy, he's got to look at the ball.
Yeah.
He's just looking at the goals. The ball come in high.
Fair
Chop
enough.
turns his hand. That's a free kick every day of the week.
Yeah, up against Adam Selwood too in that contest. A far more experienced player with 178 games under his belt, and Jakey Need yet to make his debut. Back in the middle. And it is still Redden versus Cox. Redden, of course, put his idol down as Dean Cox, and Dean Cox beat him in this contest. Pritis with the footy. Handles it out wide, looking for Gaff. In comes Jake Need to make a contest. Gaff, though, won the possession. Little grubber kick going forward towards half forward. Hill was there. Pittard put his head in the hole. And
well done.
Got to get a free kick, is he, or is it going to West Coast?
Gee, Pittard did well.
Well, it was just behind. Shepherd was tripped. He was legged, and he now delivers beautifully. Oh, Kennedy got the chest mark. Should have really eaten that up. He gave it off to Lacroix, though. Lacroix on the right boot. Heads towards the top of the square. It's 10 metres out. Trengove defended beautifully. Got it off to Broadbent. Broadbent's quick hands finds Westhoff, and Westhoff a mongrel kick out. We're looking for young Kane Mitchell, who got it over the boundary line. Probably a good one in the end, because it was 2-1. And 60 away from the goal. There'll be a throw in left half forward flank for the Eagles, who lead 1-0.
Little bit of confusion there by Alapale Carlisle and Jackson Trengrove with their men. They got to hand over a bit faster.
Mitchell on cue, won the centre-over medal last year. Banks it back towards the centre wing. Almost to mark the Schofield again. Couldn't quite take it. Selwood in there. And a free kick to the Eagles. They're getting low and hard, and they've won their share of free kicks. They lead by 6 points. And Port Adelaide don't have anybody forward or centre at the moment. Everybody's in the West Coast Eagles forward line. So the kick out wide. They still found a bit of space there. Kennedy couldn't take the mark. Carlisle dispossessed. Kane Mitchell did it well again. Finds Heath. Campbell Heath. The man with two names, Jacob. Had to get that in, didn't we?
Pushing the back.
He looks okay, though. Mitchell again, an elite runner, can go to another elite runner in Kane Corns. Multi-best in Theris winner. He's had an incredible resume as Kane Corns.
4 times, I reckon.
Yep,
and also runner-up, I think, 3. So
he's hot.
Chad Wingard back to Corns. A little bit ugly, the tackle from the Eagles, from Shepherd. Kane Corns, the veteran now, age 30. Banks it to centre half forward. Schultz has got to go high, over the top. Great Mark McKenzie. Much improved player is Eric McKenzie. Swings it out wide, and once again, Eagles on the burst.
Yeah, very good play in defence again by the Eagles. Gaff's left foot kick out very, very wide. I think he found Schofield. Schofield to Pritis. They're on centre wing out of side, working their way up the line, doing it very well. Hitting the ground hill. Good mark in front of his face. Quickly to his feet, a bit of a grubber kick up towards half forward. Contest here is pretty good. Round the body, Cripps goes, and it's another mark in front, Kennedy. He's been in front all night, and he's taken another mark. He's kicked one, and he's lining up for his second.
Yeah, Bobby Carlisle was just caught it behind there. He's probably got to position himself in front for that quick kick. Unfortunately, he wasn't, and Kennedy has a shot at goal now.
Got to get a group mark of the night contender.
Yeah, good hands, wasn't it? Really good hands.
Great hands. And they worked that right up from that great mark by McKenzie all the way up the outer side flank, much to the commentators' disgust, because it's a long way to see. In comes Kennedy with that familiar Fred Flintstone run-up as he kicks that goal. Umpire says that's a beauty. Straight over the hat. It's another one. 2 straight goals, West Coast. Port Adelaide yet to score. It's 7.5 minutes played in the first term. 2-2 scoreboard.
Yeah, Will Schofield and Kennedy both on 4 disposals. And yeah, it's been a great start by West Coast. 2 goals on the board. Port Adelaide have to answer here and get a goal quickly.
Having trouble getting through half forward, by the looks of it, Jacob.
Look at the loose man back there.
Great defence, Eagles.
Eagles play, they drop one back and they can't get up, you're right, past half forward. But good start by the West Coast lead, 12 points to zip the Toop scoreboard. So Port Adelaide just need to get a bit of scoreboard pressure. Change is being rung. Still very warm here. Certainly not as warm as it was during the day. Ruck set themselves. Now Lysat will be doing the ruck work.
Somebody went in early.
Mark Lacroix off the line early.
So Lobe now can put Port Adelaide, pump him into attack. Westhoff screaming for it. He might go that way, and he does. Westhoff can get a jump at the footy. Surrounded by a couple of big defenders there. Chad Wingard was good. Found Cahoon now. Over to Brad Ebert, who finds Young. Just inside 50. Great tackle there by Rosa. Brought his man down. Westhoff again butted up beautifully. Plays in the right full forward pocket. About 20 metres out from the goal. And umpire spotted the free kick. And go to Beau Waters. South Australian boy from Central District. A thumping kick. Was it West Adelaide? Thumping
West Adelaide,
kick.
Mate, West Adelaide.
Good mark on the outer side. Darling, I tell you what, when he grows up, he's going to be an absolute superstar of the game. Bangs in the Lacroix direction, and he comes. Pushed out of the contest by Jonas. Jonas did okay, then forced the error. Port Adelaide defence really under the pump as the Eagles go forward. 25 out from goal. Josh Hill runs at it and runs out of space. Out of play, left full forward pocket for the West Coast Eagles. They lead 12 points, a power zip.
5 double AFL for Agostino Mitsubishi and the Thirsty Camel. Left forward pocket for the Eagles. Thrown in. Lobe got the tap. He was looking for Boak. Eventually it got to him. He kicks it around the corner. Kennedy attacked it hard. He's going back in there. Taken off him. Loose ball. Back pocket for Port Adelaide. Tackle. This could be holding the ball. Umpire saying no.
Yep,
yes, it is.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, it was just a little bit slow to get rid of it. It was Moore who was the offender. And a free kick is going in that forward pocket. He's in the left forward pocket, Brown, but he's tight angle. He probably can't see any daylight between the goalposts.
Eagles' pressure inside 50 has been outstanding at the moment. I know part of their game plan is to get the ball inside 50 and stop teams from getting it out.
To see if Brown steps around or not. He's going to try and open up the angle. Not much, but he's had a go at it and really did shank it out of bounds. On the fall, in fact, did not score. They remain on 2 straight goals, 12. Port Adelaide yet to score, and we played 10 minutes on the first term. 2-2 scoreboard.
Yeah, Chris Marston, a late withdrawal to the entire warm-up. Maybe just a niggle. Didn't seem to be anything serious, but he has pulled out of the game literally minutes before the game started. So it's been all the Eagles, 12 points. Port Adelaide really been able to attack a couple of times. They won't go forward again, but it's a nice mark to Beau Waters. He's a thumping kick too. Pokes into the pocket. Darling on a lead. Very, very quick for a big man. And Darling's in a similar spot to Brown, who had a shot for goal about 30 seconds ago.
Port Adelaide defenders just called ball watching there. Got a man up, on their men when the ball goes out. Beau Waters kicks the ball back in.
Got to lead hard, don't they? Lacroix, Kennedy, Darling. Now he's going to try the banana. He's going to go out and snap it around the body. He's a clever player. Can he get it right around?
No,
in fact, it's gone way over the other side.
Out of bounds on the full.
He never came back at all, the old helicopter kick. So Brown out of bounds on the full, Darling out of bounds on the full, and Port Adelaide dodge a bullet.
Trengove deep in the back pocket for Port Adelaide's coming inboard. The kick was reward and risk, and Moore took a good marker. Got to get a group mark of the night contender.
He got upended after he took the mark.
Got a little bit of tunnelled, and it was a 50-metre penalty for that. And Moore is shooting right up to the centre of the ground and just might have landed on the old coccyx. He kicks it low, not great to Schulz. Schulz picked it up well though.
Great step, Schulz.
He did step around on the left. It was an ugly kick. Westhoff there. Quick hands. Brady, but quick kick came Mitchell, worried about the body. Didn't go to the ball and ended up getting beaten hands down by Beau Waters. His kick though just turned over at half back, where Jackson Trengove takes it quickly, kicks it long into the pocket, over the back. That's a free kick, Schulz. Gave it away, I think.
Yeah, just poor judgment. Just didn't time his run then. The free kick was there to the Eagles, and their defence is at the moment is rock solid. Scotty Selwood just pumps it out wide. They like to share the ball around. Priddis doesn't stop running. From half-back, kicks out towards the wing. He was looking for gaff, but Brady, but a former West Coast Eagle himself, I think he played 76 games there. He takes a mark, propels him forward. Mark dropped to Little Cahoon there on the boundary. Just about ran out of space. Just need a goal to settle here. Westhoff, back to Cahoon. 48 out from goal. Can he spot a man? Kick wasn't great. Set him up. Beau Waters came in again. Found Mitch Brown to Schofield. Schofield now bides his time in a long kick. Back towards the wing. Pack set themselves. Mark not taken. Comes to ground now. Chance for Shuey. He can't pick it up. Shuey and Gaff get involved. Numbers there again with him. McKenzie back to Priddis. He's at half back. Bombs it back towards the wing. Up they go again. A mark almost taken by Kennedy. Trengove did well. So he's had a couple of timely possessions. Back to Brad Ebert.
Started a lot better.
Brad Ebert goes to Boakewing, the number one jumper now, being the captain of Port Adelaide. Spots Hartlett.
Is he a chance from you?
Oh, he's 70 out from goal. You wouldn't think so. He doesn't think so either. Finds Jonas. Tommy Jonas can play on. He did play on, but he kicked straight in the head of Priddis. He'd like that moment over again. Port Adelaide 40 metres out from goal. Josh Hill did well. Found Selwood. Now they're running hard. Did pretty well to Cripps. Bangs it up towards half forward here. Darling started off very well. It's like Jack the Giant against Little Cahoon, and he runs away from Cahoon. Runs toward 50, has 2 bounces, 3 bounces, hooks it back towards the square. Up they go again. There's a push. Up by says play on. Lacroix goes to ground. Big tackle on him. Kennedy's been everywhere. Around the body goes for his third and misses to the right-hand side, but they look dangerous, the Eagles. Toop and Toop score, but it's all the Eagles. 2-1, 13 Port Adelaide yet to score.
Good guys' stats, good to go. Got Trengove on 5, Ollie Wines on 4, which is good for a young kid. Brad Ebert for West Coast, Beau Waters on 6, Will Schofield 5, and Kennedy 5, also with 1 goal.
Kane Corns brings the ball out, members side looking for Lobie in a 1-on-3. Lobie went up, made a good contest, but front and centre was all the Eagles. Quickly Beau Waters trying to put it back into the corridor. Brad Ebert left it behind. Jake Need tries to break through a pack. He kicks it off the ground. That's good intelligent play. He gets it over towards Schulz, who's in a 1-on-1. He just toe pokes it towards Stewart. Paul Stewart now cuts back inside, looking to kick it over the top. Jake Need, who kept running with Shannon Hurd. Jake Need kept his feet. He's in the contest with the experienced Hearn. Hearn did well. He's going to kick it to a teammate. Off the ground with Selwood. They combine and they will get out of trouble. That was just experience over a younger man. Good football by the Eagles, but they're still under the pumpers. Redden recovered. He got hold of it to Wingard. Wingard straightens up on the left foot. He kicks a goal. Port Adelaide get their first goal. They're on the board. They're 1 straight 6. The Eagles 2-1, 13, 2-2 scoreboard.
Fantastic pressure there by Jake Need. If he didn't put that pressure on those 2 guys, Shannon Hearn turns over the ball. Big Redden comes in, puts a tackle, unselfishly gives the ball up to Chad Wingard, who straightens up on his left foot and goes bang.
Spot on there, Jacob. Scotty Salisbury Holmes replay. Just had a look again, and the pressure from Need. Now, he might not have got the possessions, but he really hassled the West Coast defence.
I thought they were out. I thought they combined beautifully, but it was just that pressure that forced that kick to be ugly.
Nice goal there to Wingard. The margin back to 7 points. So, pretty good game of 42. 2-1 to a goal. West Coast, you think, perhaps should be further ahead. They've had a lot of chances, just haven't nailed it on
Dominated
the
the first 10 minutes, didn't they?
I think Port settled now.
Dean Cox, what a player he's been. Jumps high, jumps early, finds Priddis. There's some service. A long kick towards full forward. Darling, Kennedy, the Twin Towers down there. Cripps couldn't quite take it. Kennedy back towards Darling. He's been a live wire. Handball to no one in particular. Trengove in there, had it then lost it, or Pitter got caught high. Umpire said nothing doing. And it's 25 metres out from the Eagles' goal. They lead by 7 points. They're dangerous forwards, Jacob, aren't they, the big fellas down there?
Oh, they are. You know, Kennedy went up for the mark and Big Darling stayed down and crumbed that ball. Just fantastic work.
Well, Nat Nui still to come back. Of course, Lynch has gone to Collingwood. Scotty Selwood did very well. Feeds it back to Rosa. Another one with a beard. Finds Kennedy again, playing in front. Carlisle's got to get in front. Third time he's beat him hands down, and Josh Kennedy, what a start, will line up for his third goal. He's only 20 metres out, and he's directly in front.
Yeah, Alapate Carlisle's got to do something different. He's got to change his position. He's got to man up faster. You know, he's just ball watching too much. So I'm sure Matty Nix will get out to quarter time and say, mate, you've got to change it up.
Well, he's been a really good goal scorer tonight. He can kick an apex goal of the night and make it his third. Leans back. That's easy for big Josh Kennedy.
He's got the whole score.
I'll tell you what, the Eagles hope he plays the full year. Missed a lot of games last year with a nasty ankle injury. So the Eagles lead 19-6. And as we said, they really have dominated most of the game, and Kennedy in particular has been playing in front of Carlisle.
Yeah, he's been fantastic so far. Really impressed with his work rate. Him and Darling have been getting up the ground and racing our big boys back. So hopefully Trengove and Carlisle can step it up a bit and really shut him out.
I'll tell you what, interesting for me, watching the experience of Cox up against Red.
How good was that hit?
Oh, that hit was just magnificent.
Service to Pritters.
Incredible, and what a player he's been. And he's in the middle doing it again for the West Coast Eagles.
Interesting to see Mark Lacroix in there as well.
Just going in now. Redden this time got up high, got it towards Hartlett. Hartlett collected it, handles it to the half-back flank where Campbell Heath is. He gets a lovely left foot kick out to Paul Stewart. He wanted to roll on, but he's been pushed back by Schofield. He now stands and delivers, looking for Shaw's on the lead. He's taken the mark, and he's got it maybe just inside 50, yes.
Got great hands when he's in front, hasn't he? Doesn't drop too many.
I was going to say, it was great composure there by Paul Stewart. Didn't roll on, just went back off the mark and hit a beautiful kick to Schultz, who has got beautiful hands.
And Schultz will kick from about 55 when he releases.
And one of the straightest kicks in the competition, Tim,
he
the last couple of years.
Good value for accuracy. See if he can get the distance. Approaches it at 52, launches it. The umpire not moving a great deal. It is another one. He keeps that accuracy record going and gets Port Adelaide's second goal. They're 2 straight 12. The Eagles 3-1-19, and we've played 18 minutes of this first term on the Tube scoreboard.
You can thank Choco Williams for that accuracy right there. He did a lot of work with Schulte when he came over from Richmond, and Schulte's been consistent and stayed with that program that Choco set for him.
Thanks, Choco.
They say you can't make players improve the kicking. He's an exception. He's a far more accurate kicker than he was with the Tigers. And as we said, one of the best in the competition.
He's just got a great routine, and it never deviates.
It doesn't change.
He's very consistent with what he does now. He doesn't change it. He's just consistent in his run-up. He trusts it, and he just goes back and does it.
So the score was a bit slow up here at Alice, but the margin now cut to 7 points. Back in the centre, Lobie up against Cox, who's just been a fabulous player for so many years, Big Dean Cox, the premier ruckman in the competition.
Recall bounce.
And they say so professional in his work ethic, always gets himself fit, always up for the games. And has been a big part of the West Coast success for many years. Jumped high and jumped early again, found Pritters.
I love it.
Bit of deja vu there, banks it inside the forward 50. Over bypassing there was Darling coming through Lacroix, the danger man. Great to see him playing footy again. Mark Lacroix did well. Jonas hung on him like a dog going for his ankles. And the umpires picked out a free kick, and it's going to go to Tommy Jonas. So well done, Jonas, elevated to the senior list.
Just Lacroix not clean there where he normally would be.
Well, maybe still a bit rusty.
Yeah, that's right. He's missed a year of footy.
Missed the entire year. The long kick back towards Lobie. Lobie and Cox. Lobie certainly got a bigger and stronger body. You know, McGinley couldn't take it, and Butler couldn't either. Going in hard there was Shuey, umpire unsided. He might be involved in the ball, he won't. And as we hit the 20-minute mark of the first quarter, we'll check the score. It's West Coast Eagles at 3-1-19. Port Adelaide 2 straight 12.
Something happened to Shuey in that contest. Now, I don't know whether he got one in the solar plexus or lower.
Umpire didn't see it either. We thought it might have been a free kick.
But he's in a bit of pain.
Yeah, it was a big tackle down here by Kane Mitchell, boys. Really stuck it in.
Yeah, it might have just hit him in the wrong spot.
Just winded, you think?
It's either that or you know where.
The Jats crackers.
It might have got him in the Royal Crown.
Let's hope he's okay. He's just sucking in the big ones too, just on the knees and the head going up and back. But he's a tough customer, Luke Shuey. He'll just come off a little break.
I think all men can sympathise with what's just happened. It's on the half-back flank for Port Adelaide, half-forward for West Coast, as Hartlett bashes his way through the contest. Good clearance, high kick, Selwood underneath it. In comes Westhoff to take the crumbs. Try to get it back to Boak. Didn't quite hit the target. Boak has to lay a tackle. He can't win back possession. Selwood goes in to try and win it for the West Coast. Nobody can clear this ball at the moment, but it's going to be Port Adelaide that will. Through Wingard. Got a handle out towards Wines. He couldn't take it. Hartlett's in there again. Bulldozed his way to Boak. Boak got a kick out towards half forward. Attacking it was Schulz. Schulz dug it up but gave it to the opposition. Gave it to Brown. Brown couldn't believe his luck. Very, very happy with that. McKenzie around the body, but it's a kick that lands in the lap of Campbell Heath, who's a lovely kick normally, and no difference on this occasion where Lobie nearly dropped the mark on centre wing member side.
Matty Lobie to put Port Adelaide back into attack. Just goes sideways then, finds Boak. Travis Boak staying at Port Adelaide now, the skipper. Very good young player. Works up towards the forward pocket. Once again, hustled and bustled out. It was Schultz. So the West Coast defence has been pretty good. Westhoff picks it up. Does well to Stevenson. Ooh. Stevenson, the former Eagle. Oh, it looked like a wobble, but it's wobbled straight through. It went left, it went right. Bit of reverse swing there. And that is an apex goal of the night. Well done, young fella. He came across from the West Coast Eagles. And Port Adelaide hit back hard. The margin of point as we approach quarter time. 19 plays, 18. That ball had no right to go through, Jacob. It started straight left and came back to the right.
No, he didn't. It was a very lucky bounce, but, you know, Port Adelaide's really settled down now, and I think they're on top. You know, they're starting to run. Their forward pressure and their defensive stuff has been outstanding the last probably 5 to 7 minutes. And you can see with their tackles, you know, they're leading by 2 at the moment. So it's been fantastic for good guys. Stats good to go.
Certainly looked a bit shell-shocked early, and Kennedy certainly dominating up forward, but have settled and just
back in the game, aren't they?
Keep themselves on the scoreboard. So in the middle, Lobie versus Cox. Cox again, but to nobody's real advantage. Schofield off the wing, just gave the quick hands out. Did okay to Gaff. Gaff's quick kick towards centre half forward. Pack of players here. Broadbent squeezed it out to Stevenson, who kicked the last goal. He gave it off to Jonas. Jonas wants to go long. Jake needs in a one-on-one. Can he hold off? He does okay. Didn't get the crumb though. Cox did, of all people. The big man did well. Good combination of handball, sees the West Coast Eagles into the forward 50 with Kennedy. Kennedy falls to ground, got a handball away. Port Adelaide in defence missed the target by hands. Trengover, terrific tackle. Just allows the ball to keep in play for the forward 50 of West Coast Eagles as they try to get it out. Little tap forward into a path. Nobody can get it up. Quick kick, Brown, I think it was. Squeeze it out towards the pocket. And right next to the behind post, right forward pocket, it will be thrown in. West Coast Eagles by the single solitary point.
Port Adelaide have made the change, guys. They put Jackson Trengrove onto Kennedy, obviously the dangerous forward for the Eagles, and moved Alapate Carlisle to Lysette.
He had to make the move, I think. Jacoby, Kennedy all over him like a rash in the first
free kick
quarter. 3 goals to Josh Kennedy, and a free kick to the Eagles too.
West Coast infringement. Big Cox got it for Lobie, just got caught behind and then tried to get his way to the front, but hanging on, I think, was the decision. 251 league games, and most of them very, very good ones for the Eagles. 32 this year, but still one of the best ruckmen going around. Dean Cox hardly ever plays a bad game, Serge.
Nah, he's just been so consistent for so long, and you know, he's been All-Australian multiple times, and just as he slots that one through for 6 points.
Yeah, for a big man, kicks it beautifully, struck it nicely, went, started left, came back through to the right and split the centre. And a much needed goal to the West Coast Eagles. Just get a bit of a breather before quarter time. 4-1-25, Port Adelaide, 3 straight on the Toop and Toop scoreboard. And I think the big men power down there just starting to take effect. Darling's been good, Kennedy been good, and very hard to stop Dean Cox.
Yeah, they have been. Just with your good guy stats, good to go. Port Adelaide's leading the tackles, which is, you know, a fantastic effort for a young team. 15-7 to West Coast. So they're really getting and attacking West Coast at the moment, and you can see with their defensive pressure, it's been outstanding. In the middle now, Cox has just kicked the last goal, gone up forward, so Scott Lysett in the ruck. Only played the 3 games so far for the West Coast Eagles. Up against Lobie. Lobie got up early, got it to Broadbent. Quick kick out of the middle, goes into the forward 50. Contest here, and in the back to Schofield, and the offender, I think, was Ollie Wines.
Yeah.
So Schofield just chips it to Butler. Butler just inside defensive 50. Member side half back with the footy. The lead by 10 points or 7 points. Kick into the middle, and the siren sounds to end a pretty competitive first quarter, I should say, by both the Eagles and the Power. 4-1
25 the Eagles, the Power. 3 straight goals.
Yeah, good stuff there, Tim, and a nice quarter too from both teams. 5AA footy and also on relay to 6PR thanks to Agostina Mitsubishi and the Thirsty Camel. Eagles got away to a massive start, looked like running away with the game, but Port Adelaide hit back well. The goal scorers for the West Coast Eagles, 3 to Josh Kennedy's had a super start of the game, and Dean.
Let's get the party started, never stop. Live a little, live it up.
There's no place like Alice Springs.
Welcome to Central Australia!
Hi everyone and welcome to Alice Springs. If you'd like to win your own Red Centre adventure, visit us on Facebook for details. We hope to see you here soon.
Footy's back and you have a choice. Put up with what you have or demand better with Fox Footy and get closer to the game. With your team live every round this home and away season. Live every celebration with no ad breaks, siren to siren. And with 24/7 coverage and analysis, you can take your footy smarts anywhere. So to get closer, choice is easy. Fox Footy, only on Foxtel.
2013. We have the Footy Connect revolution, a platform designed by footballers for the grassroots footballing community. Clubs can promote the club by creating a Footy Connect profile using customised backgrounds and logos, communicate via the club wall, including video, photo and text posts, announce the team for the upcoming round and recruit players. Tailored tools such as the Footy Resume allows users to promote their skills, coaches' feedback, facilitates communication between player and coach, and events tool for coordinating special club functions and activities are the innovations that make Footy Connect truly unique and so powerful. Footy Connect, connecting the football world. Are you connected?
The Northern Territory is full of the best stories.
Where I got up close and personal with an Aussie icon, which you just have to do. Flying over those waterfalls is just irresistible.
So we jumped straight in and
relaxed in the cool waters with
a few friends on a little charter heading to
a tropical sunset like no other.
The best short break story is available now at flightcentre.com.au or call 131 600 and book now.
Yourself out.
It's time to break the cycle and change the shape of Australia.
I promise you, we can do this together.
The Biggest Loser Next Generation premieres Sunday, March 17 on 10.
For a thorough clean every time, choose Prime One. Professional cleaning solutions for your office. Prime One. Jobs done. prime1.com.au.
There are few things more important than managing your medication. The ChemPlus Medication Organiser makes it easy. It's convenient, affordable and securely sealed, making it ideal for home, hospital, nursing homes and travel. No matter your age or circumstance, speak to your ChemPlus pharmacist today about how they can work with your doctor to assist you to better organise your medication. With over 60 convenient locations throughout South Australia, your community ChemPlus is always nearby. chemplus.com.au.
You've spent your life working so hard. Don't you deserve to relax in luxury in your own lounge room with your very own custom-made Easy Rest recliner? Imagine the years of satisfaction you'll get from a recliner made to your exact needs right here in Adelaide.
30 seconds, guys.
Patterns and fabrics, so relax in a quality product that won't split or sag. When it's time to rest, you'll rest best with Easy Rest. Online, in the yellow pages, or at 73 Grange Road, Welland.
Caught the bus to the shops, but now you need to get home. You've got too many bags, so just pick up the phone.
10 seconds.
20 to 11, 13, 20 to 11, Adelaide Independent Taxis.
This is where the game happens. Adelaide's #1 football station. 5AA.
Quarter time here in Alice Springs 2 and Eagles hold a slender lead, 4-1-25 to the Power, 3 straight 18. Now another game, a very important game, has finished and the Brisbane Lions got over Collingwood. Collingwood resting a couple of players, but Brisbane Lions winning by just over 5 goals, 32 points the margin there, 12-16 to 7-12. But the importance of that, the Lions now going to the NAB Cup Grand Final. So well done to Vossi and the boys there, doing extremely well. We'll have the other scores too shortly. Hawthorn lost another game today, yet to win a game pre-season. St Kilda got up also. So the NAB Cup throwing up a few surprises, but Brisbane Lions now into the grand final. For all the stats to quarter time, here's Jacob Surgeon. The good guys, good to go.
Starting with West Coast, we've got Beau Waters, 8 disposals, Matty Prittis 7, Schofield 7, but Josh Kennedy's had 6 but kicked 3 goals 1, which is a great effort. For Port Adelaide, Jackson Trengrove with 5, Hamish Hartlett 5, Campbell Heath 5, and Travis Boak 5 disposals. So really good start by the boys, and really been impressed with their defensive pressure and the defensive style of game that they've worked on over the pre-season, and hopefully they continue it for another quarter and then after half time.
What about things like efficiency and tackling? You said Port Adelaide at one stage led the tackles, which is an important feature.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you can see the Eagles have only got 7 tackles, and tackling is such a big stat these days in modern day football, and Port Adelaide's putting on the pressure. They have 15 attempts and 15 tackles, so you know, they're getting the ball, they're moving it forward, and they're trying to lock it into their forward line, which is great for us.
Got to say, early West Coast were dictating play, weren't they?
It was a bit of a reversal, you know. West Coast probably had it for the first 7 or 8 minutes, and then it just staled, and then Port Adelaide for probably the last 6 to 7 really upped the pressure, and I think Port's going to probably be better towards the end of half of quarters these days due to their pre-season that they've had, bringing back Darren Burgess. I think their fitness base is going to be a real key to Port Adelaide being successful.
I like the way they come back, Tim. I mean, they monstered them early, the West Coast. It was big, strong bodies, the height down forward, Kennedy kicking 3 goals, but it looked to be one-way traffic. But you could just see as the quarter went on, they got into a little bit of rhythm. A nice goal to Schultz. Stevenson kicks a goal. Wingard keeps a goal, and they're certainly back in the hunt.
Hey, Jacob, I was going to ask, during that quarter, Alapati Carlisle got lost on Kennedy a couple of times. They made the move late, put Trengove on him, and Trengove started the game very well. What do you do quarter time? Are you giving Alapati another chance at it, or are you sticking with the Trengove move?
Well, it depends on Matty Nix, what he wants to do. You know, Trengrove, I thought, did really well the probably last 5 minutes.
Matty will make that call, not Ken Hinkley?
Well, I'm not sure. I guess we're going to have to ask him after the game. But, you know, obviously the coach is the coach, and he'll make that call if he wants to. But me, if that was me being the coach over there, I'd probably give it back to Alapati Carlisle and say, mate, you're the big man down there.
Yep.
Lift your game. We need you to stop this guy from kicking goals. He's important. You're important for us. Do your job, play your role.
Just got the other scores through in the NAB Cup. Richmond getting over Hawks by a point, 85 to 84 there. So Hawthorn winless, and they are the hot premiership favourite. In fact, Hawthorn were favourite to win the NAB Cup. So I don't reckon Alistair Clarkson was trying too hard there. Buddy Franklin didn't play this week either. Geelong got up late after North Melbourne led for most of the day. Geelong 96, North Melbourne 84. St Kilda defeated Melbourne 91 to 66, and Melbourne take on Port Adelaide round 1 in Melbourne that game. And of course, we just heard to the news, Brisbane Lions, a big win too, 12-16 to 7-12, 88 to 54, the margin there, 32.
Yeah, Collingwood, a few of their real gun midfielders missing, and I would think that would have hurt them. And Brisbane, a little bit of purpose in this NAB Cup.
So maybe
they've taken it very, very seriously.
Maybe Collingwood didn't want to make the grand final. They only had to win to make it. Carlton last night
certainly looked like that, and going up to Brisbane to play in 38, I reckon they might have gone, yeah, we might just pull a few stops out here and just relax a bit.
I'm really looking forward to watching Brisbane play this year. You know, they had 10 wins last year, and they played really well towards the later half of the year.
Beat the Crows and
They did beat the Crows, and I think they beat West Coast as well up in Brisbane. Yep. So, you know, they're a team that I think can step up and play finals football, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they play.
I think, Jacob, it's the most open season. I reckon there's 12 legitimate teams that go into the 8. You try and pick your top 8, and anyone that can pick the 8 in order is going to be an absolute genius, because there's teams like Richmond, North Melbourne, Brisbane, you reckon, to improve. Robert Walls didn't have Adelaide in his top 8. Adelaide finished a kick away from a grand final. He said, it's that open.
But there's always a surprise, isn't there, too? Yeah. The season always develops as it goes along, but you get a surprise, and that's the exciting thing about it.
Exactly. I was just about to say, that's the exciting thing about, you know, the competition at the moment. It is so even, and you know, you have to be on your best to win week in, week out, and that's what is making a special team these days, like your Geelongs and your Sydneys and etc. So looking forward to the second half, boys.
Yeah, we are too. 4-1-25 now. An extended break due to the heat policy, even though it has cooled off, as we said. Not a bad crowd, and I've seen bigger crowds here at Traeger Park over the years, but a reasonable crowd on a Nice balmy night in Alice Springs. Start of the second quarter. To start us off, here's Tim Ginniver.
Eagles led quarter time, 4-1-25 to Power, 3 straight goals. A 7-point margin at quarter time. Port Adelaide probably going with whatever breeze there is. Lobie did the ruck work, did well. Hamish Hartlett bashed his way through, tried to get the handball off. Lobie came in and lent a hand. He tried to squeeze one out, but was tackled very well by Prittis. Couldn't get it out. Ollie Wines bulldozed his way. Got it onto Hartlett, who has a massive crack at a 9-pointer. It's a huge kick. It just got touched, did it? No, off the ground. Paul Stewart. Left foot. Goal. Unbelievable start. Sensational stuff by Hartlett in the middle. Port Adelaide, 4 straight goals, 24. The West Coast 4-1-25, and that's going to be on the Chem Plus scoreboard.
How good was Hamish Hartlett then?
Strength.
His strength and his power to break out of that contest, burst for 5 to 7 metres, and just go bang and get it from 70 to the goal square.
How much has Serge has he improved his strength? I mean, that was, he just took him. He carried a couple along with him, didn't he, the tackler?
Oh, he did. And he just, went head first into the contest, won the ball, and he's put a lot of time and effort into his body over the last few pre-seasons as well.
Ollie Wines, good hands in close too.
I like him. Apex goal of the day, so the Power lead by a point. And they have really hit back hard. Dean Cox against Lobie. Ollie Wines again. He's only a young kid, but he keeps on getting in the thick of things too. Rosie did well, found Shuey. So the West Coast Eagles advanced up towards the half-forward flank. Darling needed a good bounce. He's got support there. The Eagles there. Through Cripps, fell over the crucial times. He players diving. Carlo, he would have got a rocket at quarter time, and he went in a lot harder then too. The kick back towards centre wing. Bungerhern couldn't take it. Boat could. Boat read it off hands. Works it up towards centre half forward. Shilton a long lead. Port Adelaide looking good now. He's 80 metres out from goal. Kicks a long ball in the pocket. Little Need's got to scurry after. Does he get a kind bounce? He doesn't really. He's got super pace. It goes out of bounds. Bounding umpire said it's my ball. 50 metres out from the Power's goal. Eagles 25, the Power 24. It's a 1-point ball game. Port Adelaide, as you said, have hit back hard. Need again. Got tackled high, I reckon. Umpire saw it that way. He's only a little fella.
I reckon he actually was intelligent enough to fall into it.
I think you're right.
I actually think that Shepherd was probably pretty unlucky.
I have a look at the Scotty Salisbury replay here. Yeah, you're right, Tim. Just went down there, copped it high. Very hard for the defender to apply a legal tackle, but he's a clever little player. He's got a lot of speed, defensive action perfect, and an accurate kick will put him in front. Goes short though, unselfishly. Did very well. Could have perhaps got the carry. You saw him kick a long ball last week, and Shields, why'd you not kick it to him, Jacob? One of the best kicks in the comp.
Absolutely, would kick it to him every day of the week. But just one of your key matchups, boys. Ken Hinkley has stayed with Jackson Trentongrove on Kennedy, which is fantastic. Would have liked to see Alapate Carlisle get the opportunity to go back to him, but Ken's given him the big job today. And obviously Mark Lacroix and Tommy Jonas are still on.
Shields' kick, it started left. Didn't deviate at all, actually. As soon as it hit the boot, it stayed in the one direction. And a minor score normally eats that up. So it's 25-25. Scores locked away. Chem Plus scoreboard. Very slow up here on the scoreboard, Tim. So don't take that for full bottle.
25 apiece, 3 minutes played in the second term. Dean Cox, an unusual mistake. The kick off the side of the boot just wobbled out of bounds. Left half forward flank for Port Adelaide on the outer side. Scores locked away. Chem Plus scoreboard. 5 AFL for Agostino Mitsubishi and the Thirsty Camel. Thrown in. Lobie doing well against Cox there. Moore trying to win the clearance for Port Adelaide. Couldn't do so. Locked away. 60 from Port Adelaide's goal. There'll be a bounce. As they settle in for the second term. Port Adelaide up and about. Dean Cox too good in this contest. Try to get it to Prittis again, but going in hard was Schulz. Got on Boat. Boat's quick hands was intercepted. That was very well done. I think it was Shepherd. He got it off. Quick kick by Rosa into the forward 50. One-on-one here. O'Shea up against Darling. Darling fell over, got back to his feet, just handballed it then, looking for a teammate. Eventually it finds one. Out here now, kicking around the body was Hill. That was beautiful piece of play.
Good play.
Sensational stuff. Found Cripps dead in front of goal, only 20 metres out.
Yeah, fantastic play there by the Eagles. It was an unfortunate turnover by Boat, just a bit of a stray handball, but the Eagles capitalised. They ran the ball down. It was a great kick to, I think that was Darling out in front. Handballed back. Josh Hill obviously kicked it to Cripps. Cripps lines up from about 25 out, straight in front.
Certainly does. Lining up and kicking into the post. I can't believe it. Dead in front. That was one that went missing for the West Coast Eagles. 4-2, 26. Port Adelaide 4-1, 25. Ken Plus scoreboard.
Yeah, 5 AFL and 6BR footy 2. Nice night for football. Two good teams going hard after. Port Adelaide just looking for some respect in the competition. Red and ran out. Bounds between half-back and centre wing there. And they'll throw it in.
Just your good guy stats. Good to go, fellas. Great to see young Ollie Wines is leading the contested possessions at the moment for Port Adelaide. For such a young kid, that's a great effort.
David Wildy, Tim Jennifer, Jacob Surgeon with you. Rosa now. Another prolific ball gatherer for the West Coast Eagles. Comes back towards Brad Ebert. Looks a bit like Ollie Wines from a distance too. Brad and Ollie. Talk about Ollie Wines. This kid's going to be a star. He finds him. And they all get involved now. Kane Corns did well. Stevenson kicks it up towards centre half, or the mark's being taken by Chad Wingard. Kicked the first goal for the Power, and he's pretty good off the boot. Should go back from 45 and kick his second.
Great ball movement there by Port Adelaide from that stoppage. Really enjoyed how they moved it. Moved the ball forward, quick, with handball.
How mature is Ollie Wines? Kid's played 3 games.
He's been outstanding. You think that he'd be
there round one.
For round one.
He's in ink. Wingard for his second. Neat looking kick up the boot. That's an apex goal of the night. As soon as it hit the leather, leather on leather it was, and Port Adelaide hit the lead. Do extremely well. 5-1-31. Eagles 4-2, 26. Ken Plus scoreboard. 6 minutes gone in the second term.
Good guys. Stats good to go. Hamish Hartlett, 5 kicks, 3 handballs, 8 disposals. Travis Boak, 5 and 2 with 7. Really, Ollie Wines has had the 7 disposals as well, with 4 clearances and 7 contested possessions.
And Bo Waters leading all comers for the Eagles. He's got 8. Prittis has 7.
It just seems Port Adelaide just held on during that onslaught in the first term by the West Coast Eagles, and defensively, probably their midfield just held up. It's kept them in the game, and now they're in front in the second term as Lobie up against Cox. He goes up early, got a little bit of a backhander towards Hartlett. Hartlett, quick kick out of the middle. This is in danger territory. Selwood underneath it, spilt it, comes out loose. Schofield combined, not too bad. Left footer out of defence. Up to the wing, one-on-one. Hill, Pittard at the back, picking it up very well with Smith. Smith now getting away on the left foot, kicks it high towards the wing. Hartlett's underneath it. Good courage, kept the eye on it all the way in front of the 5AA commentary box, and Gaff did some good defensive work to punch it over the boundary line. Centre wing, member side, there'll be a throw in. It is Port Adelaide by 5 points.
Hamish Hartlett is really the difference at the moment. The Eagles need to shut him down.
Quite a strong body now, Hartlett. Moore in there trying to vie for the footy for the Power. Tries to keep it in dust. Kane Corns grabs hold of Moore, making sure that the Sharon doesn't go anywhere. So West Coast started the game really well, but since then, slowly but surely, the Power have worked their way back into the game. Cox brings it down again. Moore couldn't take it. Lobie's kick back to Wingard. Oh, clever hands to Cahoon. Little Cahoon now goes to Jonas on his left shoe. Up towards half forward looking for Shields. Couldn't take it. Eagles got the numbers there. Selwood goes after it. It's Adam Selwood back to Brown. Brown now short kick. Just can't find a body at the moment. Eagles turn over again. Young's got it 55 out from goal. Over the head of Wingard. Not a great kick. Shuey almost took the mark, then got harassed out of it. They're under the pump now. McKenzie did very well, found Gaff. Gaff now finds a teammate from the back pocket. Neat looking kick towards centre wing. Overrunning the ball was Josh Hill. Needed the better effort than that. Broadbent in there as well. Back to Pittard. So Port Adelaide now do okay. And the mark's been taken by Cam O'Shea.
Out the back he goes with a kick. To Carlisle, over to Cahoon. Little Sam Cahoon gives it off onto the wing. It's Campbell Heath on his left, just likes to chip it out a little bit wider. Jonas over the top to Hartlett. Hartlett in 60 metres. He's in goal territory now at 55. He kicks it long towards the goals, but it's on to the near side. Another behind to Port Adelaide. They'll go to 5-2-32. 1 goal in front of the West Coast, 4-2-26. Ken Plus scoreboard.
Justin Westhoff has been quiet, boys. He's only had the 4 disposals. I'm looking forward to him just stepping up and start racking him up a bit.
He's a burst player. Sometimes you think he's not going to do anything. He comes into the game. He needs to do a bit more consistency, I think, Jacob. But well, Port Adelaide, they've done extremely well. They lead by a goal after West Coast hit the ground running. Playing the far side again. Lysett went up for the Eagles. Shuey did okay. Now to Smith. Smith the hype and under. Got one around too high. Will come back and take the free kick.
Yeah, it's probably unnecessary by Brad Ebert just coming in late there.
Rose is going to take it, and He's had plenty of the footy. Rosa, I think he had one game last year, almost 40 possessions, so...
Knows how to get it.
He certainly does. Rosa from half-back, can he hit a target? Looking for Darling on a long lead. Pushed up O'Shea far too easy, and the big man has a bounce. Make that 2. Runs towards the 50. Goes back to Shuey. Shuey 48 out from goal. Kick towards goal. Misses to the left-hand side. Great play, Darling. Set up Shuey. Shuey let down Darling with an errant kick from 45. And the Eagles missed to the left-hand side. The margin back to 5 points.
I reckon Shuey would be kicking himself there, Jacob, because... that was an easy goal.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a much better kick than that, and he'd usually finish that, so probably still a little bit rusty from pre-season.
This is a gutsy kick by Kane Corns across the goal into the corridor to Jonas, but it's very well done. Got it off to Pittard. Pittard a longer handball out to Campbell Heath, and Campbell Heath's kick is poor and out of bounds on the full. That's a really bad turnover. I call them unforced errors because there was nobody near him.
Yeah, no, really bad. He'd be really disappointed with that effort. He is a really nice kick coming off half-back line, and I know he prides himself in his skill, so he'll be disappointed with that effort, but he can make up here with a great spoil, which is just punched out of bounds, so well done.
He does from the Rosa kick, punched it out of bounds. It's that right half-forward flank for the West Coast Eagles, trailing at the moment to Port Adelaide by 5 points.
Kennedy back on the ground. Well, he had a beautiful first quarter, booting 3 goals, big Josh Kennedy. Cox got their other goal. Lycett on all fours, tries to sweep it out there. Umpire's seen a free kick, will go to the Powers' way too.
Travis Boak.
Last man getting up is Boak. Good player, works out towards O'Shea, needs a good bounce, had to wait for it, he might get called out, he did. Oh, umpire said too high, so O'Shea gets a reprieve, finds Kane Corns, always finds plenty of it, works it up towards the half-forward flank. Brad Ebert's got it, as we said, played 4 or 5 years with the Eagles, still only a young man, kicks into the pocket, a nice kick, and he's hit Wingard. Or was it Paul Stewart? Paul Stewart, 50 metres out. He's not a bad kick too, maybe just out of range. Very accurate last year.
Definitely
about 20 goals, 5. So Paul Stewart.
If he goes long though, he's going into the arms of Cox.
Just pokes it up high, looking for Shields. Out they go, bit of a push and a shove. Mitchell couldn't take possession.
That's high.
Umpire seen a free kick again.
Westhoff's?
No, I think that's Aaron Young.
Aaron Young.
Centres it to Hartlett again. Wow.
So Port Adelaide once again cool in a crisis now. It's come out 30 metres out from goal, and Hartlett can go back and slot it. He's a beautiful kick normally. Kicked a couple of great goals in Renmark last week, and well, the Eagles don't really bother the scoreboard for quite a while. In fact, the scoreboard's gone out over there. Lights are out. So Hamish Hartlett to increase the lead and make it 11 points. Shouldn't miss.
Beautiful
and
kick.
Doesn't miss. So well done, Port Adelaide. They've really turned up the screws here on the West Coast Eagles. The Chem Plus scoreboard, the Power 6-2-38, West Coast 4-3-27.
Good guys stats to go. Hamish Hartlett is on 8 and 3, 11 disposals now. He's kicked the 1-1. He's been the difference this quarter, so someone from the Eagles is going to have to shut down on him. Travis Boak is 6 and 2, 8 disposals. And Ollie Wines has had the 1 and 6 and 7. For the Eagles, we've got Beau Waters on 8 and 2 with 10, and Will Schofield on 6 and 4 with 10
also. Don't get over how
so
strong Hartlett is, how much improvement he's made in that
He's
department.
been fantastic, especially in close with his hard ball gets and his clearance work. He has been different so far in this game.
Got some confidence in his body now, which is fantastic. Redden in the middle. He'll go up against Lycett, I reckon, for the West Coast. Redden got up high. Down to Boak. Boak clears it from the centre. A wobbly old kick into the forward 50. Pack of players. Anybody front and centre? Nobody. It's Chad Wingard off hands. A snap around the body. Oh, being blown away. That's an apex goal of the night. Contender without a doubt. Terrific front and centre work by Wingard. Gives Port Adelaide their 7th goal. They're 7-2-44. The West Coast are 4-3-27. It's starting to get away from them on the Chem Plus scoreboard.
I'm really enjoying watching Port, the centre bouncers at the moment. Their structure is beating the Eagles. And if they keep this up for the rest of the night, it's going to be a very successful night for Port Adelaide because they're playing a really, really good outfit at the moment. So really looking forward to them sticking to their structures and just getting the ball forward. They're getting it in there and giving themselves the opportunity to score. 3rd goal to Wingard, a bit of class in the centre there too with Hartlett and Boak, Wines. Wingard runs through there. Broadbent back in the centre. Redden brings it to ground. Ollie Wines again. Scurries after it. As we said, he's got a massive future in front of him. What does he pick, number 5 or 6 for Port Adelaide, and they're pretty happy they got him too. Inside midfielder, strong as an ox. Just a kid still only 18, 19 years of age. So West Coast, they've stopped to a walk. One of the favourites for the premiership this year. Certainly you think they'll be around the top 4. Still a few players to come back too. Nat Nui, Emily, and also Kerr. Ball comes out towards Pittard. Scurries after it.
The big left boot. It's a helicopter kick up inside the forward 50, almost a great mark. They're taken by Wingard. Smith, though, did well, found Gaff, hurried it forward, under some sort of pressure there. They're not smooth at the moment, the Eagles. They try and kick up the ground, and an airy there wasn't great from Cripps. Players go back after it on all fours there. Kennedy shovels it out now. Shepherd's in there for the Eagles. So too Wingard. Players go to ground. Paul Stewart can't get it out. Umpire says my footy on the attacking side of centre for Port Adelaide.
Good guys, stat, good to go. Port Adelaide, 24 tackles for the game. West Coast 15. They need to lift their intensity, West Coast.
Certainly do around the stoppages now. Gaff, quick kick up towards half forward. Kennedy there, not getting as much supply, but he's on hands and knees trying to win the footy for the West Coast. He does well. Tried to get it to Selwood. He just went out the back door, but it went to Port Adelaide. Winds quickly. Good hands in amongst traffic there. They're getting out of trouble now, Port Adelaide. On the left, Kane Corns delivers it beautifully. Just finds Brad Ebert into an open 50. Schulz breaks. He's kicking it in the path of Schulz under the pump here from Darren Glass, one of the best at it. Got the punch away, did very well. McKenzie in there. Selwood, quick hands. Again, out they come. Butler did well. Another good piece of work up towards centre half forward where Dean Cox lumbers out. Nearly took the mark and Pittard had to just chopped the arms and gave away the free kick.
Yeah, had to do that. He gave away about 8 inches. So Cox's kick to Kennedy is a beauty. And Kennedy can line up for goal number 4. Need to be his best. He's got a bloke on his own. He made out to pass it to him. Did the old forward where you look at him and say, no, you're hot. But he wasn't hot, the man on his own.
Well, that's a true full forward.
So Kennedy can go back for his 4th goal. He'll need his best. He'll kick from outside 50. But Pittard against Cox, that was a mismatch. He just had to chop the arms, would have been a certain mark anyhow.
Yeah, absolutely, really stiff there. But Jacko just got a little bit lost there in that contest. He just had to be a little bit closer to Kennedy, who's having his shot from 50.
For his 4th goal, leans back as he got the carry. He's got the carry easily, but it drifts off the left-hand side. Eagles move out to 4-4-28, but they trail the Power 7-2-44 on the Chem Plus scoreboard.
Ex-West Coast Eagle Stevenson with the footy for Port Adelaide to bring it back into play. Members side, he goes to Broadbent pushing back, looking for that 45-degree angle kick, and he does, and he finds Kane Corns. They're still inside defensive 50, Port Adelaide. Members side, half-back flank. They lead by 16 points. Kane Corns comes out to the wing with the kick. Hartlett's going to have to go. Gaff with him. Gaff over the top of both heads. Schofield punched it forward. Boat should be first upon it. He missed it. Hearn went through. Hartlett's there as well. Hartlett got the hands up towards Need and Broadbent. Broadbent won possession very well in traffic. Got it to Westhoff. He gave it to Paul Stewart. Paul Stewart dodged a couple. Then 2 Eagles hit each other's heads and knocked each other out. Kane Corns through traffic. Gets it out to Hartlett, who got loose at half forward. He kicks it out wide, looking for Jakey Need and finds him.
Gaff and Selwood, head collision. Both all right.
A nasty one. Need passes off and finds Lobie. So they're not scared to do that either, Port Adelaide. Bring it back to straighten up in front of goal. And Lobie, who continued on, has had a pretty good night in ruck, is only 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Just look at the Gaff too, just split the head open there. A nasty clash with Scotty Selwood on the Scott Salisbury replay. Looked a bit nasty when he came off.
Yeah, absolutely. Hamish Hartlett, boys, is going at 13 disposals, 9 kicks with 78% kicking efficiency. So he's just really showing his class at the moment.
It's been an impressive effort from the Power. They look really sharp tonight.
Matthew Lobie with the football in hand can put them further in front with an accurate kick. He lopes in the big man. He kicks it at goal. It's sort of swinging back. It's holding its line. It has, just inside the right goal post. It's a goal to him and the Power. They go to 8-2-50. The Eagles are 4-4-28. And time slipping away in this second term. 18.5 played on the Chem Plus scoreboard.
Well, Jacob, Port Adelaide kicked 7 of the last 8 goals. That's a fairly impressive stat. The biggest lead of the game at the moment is 22 points, and they look sharp. And I reckon John Worsfold will be a bit unhappy with some of the discipline and some of the execution by foot.
They lost their intensity at about the halfway mark of that first term, I felt, and they haven't been able to wrestle it back.
Yeah, they are a good side, as we said. They've got players to come back, but not so impressive so far. Coverage on 5AA and 6BR thanks to Agostino Mitsubishi and the thirsty Camel. Pritis always tries his heart out. Works it up towards centre half forward. Here come the cavalry. Darling hits the ball at 100 mile an hour. Love the way he goes about it. Now the Eagles a real chance. On the outer side, Rosa, a thumping kick towards goal. Can it get the carry? Will it go? No, it lands right in the square. Last man standing here, Trengove, and he forces it through. Needed the ball to go end on end, and it's sort of set up like a 9-9 on the green, spun backwards. So the Power a chance, but not a great kick here. Shepherd's got to go for the Eagles. Another big clash. Took out his own man again. Prittis comes in from the side. 50 out from the Eagles' goal. Cox did well. Found Shuey. Shuey on the left boot. Pokes it up into the pocket now. Not a great bounce for anyone. Cripps was in there for the Eagles. So too Kennedy. Gets rock and rolled there by Heath. But the hurry kick comes back only as far as Shepherd. And Shepherd is about 48 out from goal and a pretty tough angle left half forward flank.
Yeah, I've been really surprised and really pleased with Port Adelaide structures. They've really stuck to them the whole game so far, and they're on top of the Eagles at the moment, and they deservedly should be. 32 games to young Brad Shepherd. What's the leg like? Starts at the right hand post, stays there. Cox went up, couldn't take the mark. Off hands it goes. It's a minor score for the Eagles. The margin cut to 20 points as we hit the 20-minute mark of the second term. Good guy stats, good to go. A little bit disappointed with Kane Mitchell at the moment. He's only had the 2 disposals. He needs to lift his work rate and get into the game.
Campbell Heath brought it back in and just over the boundary line. It was not a great kick. 55 away from the West Coast goal. It will be thrown in. It's a 20-point margin in favour of the Power. 21 minutes played second term.
Just a match-up, boys. Eric McKenzie has gone back to Schultz and Darren Glass is playing free at the back line here.
Oh, Cox, a beautiful tap over the back, looking for Shuey. Shuey got a good hands out to Schofield. Schofield's quick kick, inside 50 here. Being held onto at full forward was Lycett. Off the hands was Kennedy, and he's got it! I reckon he's kicked the beauty, an apex goal of the night contender. Just inside for his 4th goal, and he's kicked 4 goals too. Out of the Eagles, 5 goals, 6:36. The Power 8-2, 50. Margin back to 14 points. Chem Plus scoreboard.
Looks like the Eagles have made a change here. McKenzie went over to Schulte, and now I think Big Glass is going to be playing free. So the Eagles have made that change just to hopefully slow down the Power's ball movement.
Good footballer, Kennedy. He's really been a handful today. As we said, he played 99 games, 167 career goals. He's 25 and was involved in that very famous move when Chris Judd went to Carlton. I think they got an early draft pick plus Josh Kennedy, so the Eagles also have done pretty well. The margin cut to 14 as we approach half-time. Eagles needed that goal. It was all Port Adelaide before. Lobe ran into a brick wall. Hartlett strong at it again. Gets tackled this time.
Good tackle.
Eagles weren't holding the ball, but umpire says nothing doing. Scotty Selwood.
Great tackle.
The tackler as he always is. Thrown up again the ball. Hartlett goes after it. Hearn over in the footy. The hurry kick came from Selwood. Back towards half forward. O'Shea couldn't get near the ball in the end. Players come in from all directions. Done well was Lycett. Got it to Shepherd. Shepherd now under pressure. Coughed it up. Lobe. Pittard.
Great handball.
To Boat. Around the body he goes. A high ball. Little Need's got to go hard, but once again conceded a massive amount of height and strength. And Glass took the mark.
Needy will learn from that. Needy's got to jump at the body there. He jumped away from the ball. If he makes contact with the body and then chops the arms, at least he gives a free kick away. But he's got to make some contact.
They've switched it right over the other side, the West Coast. Do this very well. Quickly, Shepherd into the pocket, looking for Hill. Hill dived at it, but missed it. So the loose ball Sam Cahoon's got. He's at half back. He's confused about where to go with it. And now kicks it around the body. This is risky and a great mark by Shuey over the back. That's got to get a group mark of the night contender. Quickly to play on inside 50. Kennedy finds Kennedy.
Gee, how well has he played? How well has he led? He's led Carlo to the ball and he's led Tringo to the ball.
Yeah, Jacko started really well just this early quarter, but he's just playing from behind again. Maybe he just needs to adjust and get in front and push Kennedy towards the boundary. He's had all his marks on the inside of the 50.
He's quick on the lead, isn't he, Kennedy?
He's quick on the lead, so change your positioning, get in front of him, so make sure the Eagles can kick the ball at the back.
Kennedy will kick from about 52 metres, virtually dead in front. Comes in, stutters in, normally goes for distance. He hooks it a little bit, and he's done exactly that once again.
Kicking it when he tries to get the extra carry.
He does indeed. Another behind to him and the Eagles. 5-7-37, the Power 8-2-50, 13-point margin. Chem Plus scoreboard.
Yeah, 4-3 to Kennedy though. So Stevenson from Port Adelaide takes the mark. Former Eagle. Siren sounds, and a very impressive quarter by Port Adelaide. In that quarter, they kicked 4 goals 1, and the Eagles kicked 2 goals 7. In fact, let's say that again. 5 goals, thanks for that. 5 goals 2, let's make it for Port Adelaide. A big quarter, 8-2-50 to 5-7-37. Going through the goal scorers for the Eagles first, because Kennedy's been the star. He's got 4 goals, and Dean Cox as the other one for Port Adelaide. Quite a few goal scorers there. Chad Wingard been a star, 3 goals there to him. Singles to Hartlett, Stewart, Stevenson, Lobe, and Jay Schultz. Good game of footy, but Port Adelaide dominate.
There's no place like Alice Springs.
Welcome to Central Australia!
Hi everyone and welcome to Alice Springs. If you'd like to win your own Red Centre adventure, visit us on Facebook for details. We hope to see you here soon.
Footy's back and you have a choice. Put up with what you have or demand better with Fox Footy and get closer to the game. With your team live every round this home and away season. Live every celebration with no ad breaks, siren to siren. And with 24/7 coverage and analysis, you can take your footy smarts anywhere. So to get closer, choice is easy. Fox Footy, only on Foxtel.
2013, we have the Footy Connect revolution, a platform designed by footballers for the grassroots footballing community. This revolutionary concept incorporates the best of the popular social media sites. Facebook and Twitter offers rapid communication and networking with family and friends. LinkedIn provides facilities for professional sports profile building and networking. Seek and other recruitment sites helps with job searches and placement. Clubs can promote the club by creating a Footy Connect profile using customised backgrounds and logos, communicate via the club wall, including video, photo and text posts, announce the team for the upcoming round, and recruit players. Players, coaches, medical support staff and fans can join their club and interact with one another, post photos and video, just like any social networking site. Tailored tools such as the Footy Resume allows users to promote their skills. Coaches' feedback facilitates communication between player and coach. And events tool for coordinating special club functions and activities are the innovations that make Footy Connect truly unique and so powerful. Footy Connect, connecting the football world. Are you connected?
Footy's back and you have a choice. Put up with what you have or demand better with Fox Footy and get closer to the game. With your team live every round this home and away season. Live every celebration with no ad breaks, siren to siren. And with 24/7 coverage and analysis, you can take your footy smarts anywhere. So to get closer, choice is easy. Fox Footy, only on Foxtel.
The Northern Territory is full of the best stories.
Where I got up close and personal with an Aussie icon, which you just have to do. Flying over those waterfalls is just irresistible.
So we jumped straight in and
relaxed in the cool waters with
a few friends on a little charter heading to
a tropical sunset like no other.
The best short break story is available now at flightcentre.com.au or call 131 600 and book now.
Welcome to Central Australia!
Hi everyone and welcome to Alice Springs. If you'd like to win your own Red Centre adventure, visit us on Facebook for details. We hope to see you here soon.
There's no place like Alice Springs.
He's 91, plays 66.
Just looking at the stats, boys, Mark Lacra's been really quiet. Tommy Jonas has done a fantastic job. He's only had the 2 and 1 for 3 disposals up to half-time. So Tommy Jonas is definitely on top of him at that stage.
Well, I saw Tommy, I think, on debut, Stan Hodge. And
he did.
We got beat by 160 odd.
Griffin the following week.
And he was our best player. And I don't reckon I'd like Tommy Stan, mate.
No.
I don't reckon he'd leave me.
A big rap that he got last year is when he came in, he played against Geelong and played on Stevie J.
Yeah.
Stevie J went up to, I think, Troy Chaplin it was at the time and said, geez, who was that kid that I played on? He said his name's Tom Jones. He goes, wow, he wouldn't leave me alone all day. So if getting a rap like that from Steve Johnson, who's probably, top 5, top 10 best
and gets close attention every week.
Tom hates getting a kick on him. He's got that come boy from Norda, said know his parents very well. I've seen Tom grow up through the grades. He's built himself up. He's had a terrific summer. Talk about eating, things like that. He's really meticulous now with the way he eats, just to get that little edge in fitness. And he's a strong boy, just hates conceding a possession on him.
Absolutely, and you talk about that, mentality of eating and fitness. Have a look at Alapate Carlo. His skin folds are the best. Paul Stewart's skin folds are the best. A lot of the guys who are around the 60 mark are all under 50 with their skin folds. So having the new coaches come in and say, too. And obviously Burgess, I was about to touch on that, come in and just saying, you will not play unless your skin folds are under this. So it's really put a bit of a scare through the boys in the camp, and everyone is watching what they're eating and how they're training, and it's been fantastic, the vibrancy that those new coaches and Burgess have brought to the footy club.
And mate, one guy that is a little quiet at the moment, and one that seems to do this a lot, how do you motivate him? Justin Westhoff. How do you get him going? Because he is laconic, and we know he's more of an introverted personality. How do you approach him at half-time if you're coaching him, Jacob Surgeon?
Well, his good guy stats good to go. He's only had the 2 and 3, which is 5. But, yeah, Westy is a laconic guy. I've been around him for 7, 8 years. And what you won't see is his GPS numbers. He is running from forward to back, and he is one of the best runners for a guy who's 200 plus centimetres that you'll ever see play AFL football.
Appreciate that, but I want you having an impact.
Absolutely, and that's where he's got to improve. But, the thing that guys don't see is the work rate that he does off the ball to cover for other people's men when, a midfield's man has run out for a spread. Westy's usually that guy who's covering for his teammate. So, unfortunately, yes, he's not touching the ball a lot, which is we need Westy to have the ball in his hands because he's a dynamic player like that and he can run, he can take him on. But also, he's doing the team role week in, week out. And unfortunately,
when he's going well, it takes less focus off of Schulze, who can then run more of a muck because they're worried about him. If he's having too much of the footy, they're going, all right, now we've got to worry about him, and get him in there. So I just think that he has those big patches of quarters and games where you can sort of forget that he's out there.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. And you don't want to be too Jay Schultz focused at Port Adelaide. You need that second, third tall guy to step up. Unfortunately, tonight hasn't gone that way for Westy, but he'll keep,
that's what I'm saying.
And he'll keep working into that, and he'll get on top of it.
That's probably the original question was, how do you? Because some blokes don't respond to a blast.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So you've known him for a long time.
Yeah.
How do you think is the best way of approaching him?
Well, Gary Hocking, I'm sure, would go up to him, give him a little pat on the back, and say, "Mate, come on. We need you this quarter. We need you to step up. We need you to get some ball. We need you to... couple of big clunks to clean up someone. Big tackle. Just do something for the team, which is going to inspire you and the team." And Westy's the sort of guy who the team loves being up and about and playing well. So I'm sure Gary Hocking, who's a great coach, and he's the sort of guy who will go to Justin and say that to him, which will get him up.
Still a few quiet players there, looking through the bottom end. Young being quiet, played very well last week, thought. Mitchell, who had 27 times something last week, he's only had the 2 to half time, so he's had a sort of reality check. Need, even though his run round dubs are good pressure acts, only 3 possessions. Stevenson 3, including a goal. Moore, who plays around the ball, is only at the 4. Cam O'Shea only 4. So a few quiet players there too, yet Port Adelaide do lead by a couple of goals at half time.
Yeah, and that's probably a positive for us, We need those guys down the bottom there playing good footy. And, they are the young kids. They're the first-year guys who have come in with Needy and Mitchell. And even Stevenson's coming to a new club. He has kicked a nice goal, but, they're going to have to step it up this next quarter. But also with the Eagles, Lysett has been quiet. Butler, Glass, McKenzie, that's their backman. You think their backman would be having a bit more of the ball because the ball has been down the forward end for the Power a lot. So those guys have to step up. Shannon Hearn's been quiet. He's only had the 4 disposals. Adam Selwood. Dean Cox has surprisingly only had 5 disposals up to halftime. He's usually at 10 to 13, 14. He's had obviously a couple of nice clearances.
How have the hit-outs gone when you get a chance? Do you want to have a look at those too, the hit-outs, just see how they've done. Well, while we're doing that, we'll take a break. And the second half not far away. Port Adelaide 8-2-50. Eagles 5-7-37. Live and exclusive on 13.95. Adelaide's 5-8. It's our half-time wrap of the Thirsty Camel. You're going to come out on top of the Thirsty Camel bottle shops all footy season and stay with us. Jake, have you got the hit-outs?
Got the hit-outs. Dean Cox 13. Matthew Lobe 7. Big Red and 7, and Broadbent got up there for a third man up with the 1, so fantastic stuff.
Okay, it's half-time. We'll come back with the second half shortly. The Power leading by 13 points.
This is where the game happens. Adelaide's #1 football station, 5AFL.
Hi, Jackson Trengove here from the Power.
Trengove, good-looking kick has it swung back. Yes, it has.
Catch me on the 5AA Breakfast Show every Friday morning with Keith and James as I give you the inside word on the Power.
Jackson Trengove. Oh.
There's no place like Alice Springs.
Welcome to Central Australia!
Hi everyone and welcome to Alice Springs. If you'd like to win your own Red Centre adventure, visit us on Facebook for details. We hope to see you here soon.
Footy's back and you have a choice. Put up with what you have or demand better with Fox Footy and get closer to the game. With your team live every round this home and away season. Live every celebration with no ad breaks, siren to siren. And with 24/7 coverage and analysis, you can take your footy smarts anywhere. So to get closer, choice is easy. Fox Footy, only on Foxtel.
2013, we have the Footy Connect revolution, a platform designed by footballers for the grassroots footballing community. Clubs can promote the club by creating a Footy Connect profile using customised backgrounds and logos, communicate via the club wall, including video, photo and text posts, announce the team for the upcoming round, and recruit players. Tailored tools such as the Footy Resume allows users to promote their skills, coaches' feedback, facilitates communication between player and coach, and events tool for coordinating special club functions and activities are the innovations that make Footy Connect truly unique and so powerful. Footy Connect, connecting the football world. Are you connected?
The Northern Territory is full of the best stories.
Where I got up close and personal with an Aussie icon, which you just have to do. Flying over those waterfalls is just irresistible.
So we jumped straight in and
relaxed in the cool waters with
a few friends on a little charter heading to
a tropical sunset like no other.
The best short break story is available now at flightcentre.com.au or call 131 600 and book now.
Eagles out on the ground early. I reckon Jacob will see a fair lift in intensity because they really did. The lights almost went out for a while. It was all the Power kicking 6 or 7 goals.
Yeah, the Power were fantastic that quarter, and you know, we want to keep the consistency with them now. We want to keep them rolling on, but the Eagles need to lift their intensity another level to stick with the Power. And you know, like you said, they kicked 6 goals to 1. Was it that quarter?
5 goals, but they've kicked 6 of the last 7. So after the initial onslaught from the West Coast, it's been all Port Adelaide.
Yeah, and that's been pleasing for Port Adelaide supporters. You know, their game plan is to come take the game on, which they've worked over the pre-season, which they've done, and defensively they've been very strong, which is something that we were very weak at last year.
As I said, one of the youngest midfields, Port Adelaide, but one of the most talented, and you can, as I said, you can see it unfolding over the next few years with the likes of Hartlett and Wingard, Boakey, Ollie Wines, all having a run through there, and exciting times. Port have been down the bottom for a while, and they're getting a few picks, and they have to make the most of them, and I think their last couple of choices have been really good. Eagles back out on the ground. It's 8-2 Port Adelaide, Eagles 5-7 earlier today to Brisbane. Absolutely smashing Collingwood 12-16 to 7-12. Richmond got over Hawthorn by a point. Geelong, a couple of goals over North Melbourne, and St Kilda beating Melbourne 91 to 66.
Certainly the halftime wrap for the Thirsty Camel, where you'll come out on top at a Thirsty Camel bottle shop all football season.
You've been to most of them, I reckon, Tim, over the years throughout Adelaide.
I like to, spread myself around. I like to do the right thing. By the sponsors, that is. And do it responsibly as well.
Good night for footy too, Serge. It looked to be like it was going to be a nasty night, but certainly cooled off, and when them players will be enjoying the track to the ground. In
I was just about to say, Alice Springs has really turned it on for us. It's been beautiful. The deck is nice. It's a beautiful night here in Alice, and looking forward to this third quarter, guys. It's really important for Port Adelaide to keep the consistency going in their game, but for the Eagles to lift their intensity and get back in the contest.
The voice you're hearing there is Jacob Surgeon making his debut for 5AA, Tim Jennifer and David Wildy also. It's 5AA FL and 6PR footy tonight. Eagles, one of the favourites of the premiership. Port Adelaide, Robert Walls, Tim, tipped them to finish 18th. They will not finish bottom.
He did indeed, but he's a good judge, isn't he?
Okay, start of the second half now. I reckon we might see a lift in intensity too from the West Coast Eagles. Umpire puts the ball down, and Cox was manhandled, and Cox will win the free kick. Yeah, Redden has been pretty quiet today. Allowed Cox to get the free kick for shepherding. So Big Dean Cox, as we said, wonderful player over a number of years. Good skills for a big man. Kicks out towards the half-forward flank. Boak got in there, put up a paw, did it beautifully. Found Wingard, got collared quickly. Tried to find Boak again. Under pressure now. The Eagles already can see him going a little bit harder. Gaff on the out of there, can't get in there. Hearn in there. A wall of players go after it.
Free kick
Umpire's found a free kick. Going to go to Port Adelaide on the half-back flank and Broadbent. He plays on quickly, looks for Red on the other side. Beautiful kick with pinpoint accuracy, did very well now. Feeds it back towards Kane Corns. Corns again gets involved. Just a little kick and a good vision to Brady, but now they're running really hard. On the other side was it O'Shea. Yes, a long kick towards goal. What a kick, what a goal. Umpire says 9-pointer. What a start to Port Adelaide too. That's an apex goal today. They ran hard from half-back right to half-forward, and O'Shea on the end of it. A little bit of icing on the cake there, Jake. The perfect start for Port Adelaide.
All started with Matty Broadbent taking the risk to switch the ball to Redden then. Redden was composed, handballer back. Kane Corns, handball back. Beautiful kick to Cam O'Shea there, and he's just gone bang from 50, and what a fantastic kick by him. So great start for the Power.
Very good clearance, wasn't it, across the deck, and finished off with that magnificent running goal by O'Shea. A 9-pointer gives them a big advantage.
One thing I have noticed that's changed compared to last year is the Power's kicking the ball a lot more longer when they go for their switches, and they're not going laterally. It's a forward switch.
Long
so
kick, yep.
Back in the middle, and Pritis winning a clearance. Got it out the door to Shuey. Shuey to Crab, back again, tackle, wrapped up, just a lack of intensity again. Boak's got him, and holding the ball.
Great tackle.
Boak at half back, wants to get on with it. Quick kick to Paul Stewart. Appears to have moved back to half back. He's going to go for a long switch to Pittard, right over the other side. He's just chipping it over the top to the running O'Shea, who makes the effort to get there at half back.
They're running hard, Power.
Yeah, that was Cam O'Shea ran from the centre circle there to get that ball. It was a good 70, 80 metres.
22-point lead, and Paul Stewart's worked his way over to the other half-back flank to get another touch. He now kicks it again to O'Shea, so they've shared it twice. O'Shea just on the tip of the square by the time he kicks. Will look up the line this time. Goes long towards half forward. In front here, contest winds over the back. Lobe might have to do the roving. He's beaten to it by Hearn though. Puts the pressure on and wins it back, the big man. Got it off to Wingard. Can he take it cleanly? He's got it now. gives off to Lobie. Lobie's left foot kick into Eagle territory. There's a lot there, but incoming. Oh, Shuey just cleaned up the middle. A beautiful hip and shoulder into Schulz. And Schulz has been...
Schulz's free kick.
Played a free kick.
In the back.
Oh! And Shuey's arguing the point, and I got to agree with him. I did not think that was in the back at all.
Shuey dropped the knees there, boys.
Is that what it was about?
Straight into Schulz's back. It was probably a bit unlucky he didn't get the free kick early there, Schulz, but dove forward, and Shuey unfortunately went into his back with his knees.
Razor Ray Chamberlain there,
It sure is. Razor Ray's back in it.
Like a traffic cop out there.
I'll tell you what, this is going to really do some damage on the scoreboard. He's only 15 metres out, dead in front. Jay Schulz, one of the best kicks.
Put your house on it, Tim.
3.5 minutes into
Show
the
some
third
courage,
term.
son.
Of course I will. House is safe. It's a goal to Schulz, and I reckon now he has topped himself up with a couple this evening. He's got 2, one in the first, one in the third, and Port Adelaide extending the lead. They're 1 super goal, 9-2. They'll move to 6-10. That scoreboard's a little bit confused.
Don't worry about that scoreboard, it's all
Super
over
goal,
the place.
10-5. Just, I think you'll find that that's even further out to 5-7-37. Port Adelaide will lead by 28 points.
Yep, we won't be relying on that scoreboard on the outer side. Very, very slow, but we do know Port Adelaide holds sway decisively. They're playing some super footy. I'm sure the coach will be very happy. That's an RAA Insurance scoreboard. So back in the centre, the Eagles. They're shell-shocked at the moment. Port Adelaide have kicked 9 of the last 11 goals, and the young side full of confidence. Umpire's seen something. In fact, he wants the footy on the attacking side just for West Coast Eagles. They've had one player up forward in Kennedy. Darling's done some good things. The rest haven't done too much. The blood rule has been in force.
Andrew Moore.
Some more coming off. And Young about to come on. And also a couple more changes. Broadbent, Hartlett, Boak all ready to come on. So changes being run quickly.
Just some match-up, guys. Jackson Trengrove has stayed on Kennedy, and Big Bobby Carlisle's on Lysette out of the goal square, and obviously Mackenzie's gone to Schulz up forward.
Well, on the TAB Tatsbet, West Coast were a hot favourite tonight. Port Adelaide have the biggest lead of the game. It's 28 points. Just their intensity and desire and the energy levels have been really pleasing tonight. Weren't so good last week against the Demons, but 4 or 5 players have been included this week. And they've all played pretty well. Prittis can't get it out. Scotty Selwood on the bottom of the pack. Found Rosa. And a thumping kick up towards full forward. Danger here for Port Adelaide. Carlisle did well. Got in front. Went to ground at the crucial moment. Kennedy, the man of the moment. He gets wrapped up by 2. They bring him to ground. Took a while. Umpire says, I'll take it. 35 out from the Eagles' goal.
That's better from Bobby Carlisle there. We want him to see physical and Lysette there and punch the ball away. And his second effort to get that ball was awesome as well.
Forward pocket. Cox lays it down to Rosa. Rosa tried to get the hands out. He did okay. Campbell Heath in there for Port Adelaide with Lacroix wrapping him up in a tackle. The umpire said, held to him.
Great tackle by Lacroix then.
A lot of the Eagles stars have been quiet though tonight. That's really well done to Port.
Redden got it down in the path though. I reckon it's Prittis. Prittis over the boundary line. He's taken for a throw in. Right forward pocket next to the behind post. They trail by 28 points. The Eagles, they'll want to get a goal here and keep themselves in the contest. Thrown in. Well done, Redden. Got it down to Kane Corns. Kane couldn't get it away. He's tackled. Umpire sorts it out with an in-the-back free kick. I could see it coming a mile, David.
Yeah, the player that wants to get a bit of the ball, and he's been so good pre-season, is the West Australian boy in Mitchell. So far, very, very quiet. Hasn't really troubled the scorers. So the Power are playing some really good footy. And Ollie Wines on the left. Did well to pull Stewart. Didn't panic, the young man. Good composure.
Great composure.
And spots his man.
I've been really impressed with Port Adelaide's spread as well. They spread really well then from that free kick. It's been outstanding.
Improvement this year pre-season has been enormous. A kick along the wing. Young got pushed out of the contest. Umpire said no free kick forthcoming.
It's in the back.
He goes out of bounds on the interchange. There's about 5 Power players are ready to come on. They're all lined up in the queue, like waiting for a bus. Rosa now shorts it. Not a great kick. And Brad even said thank you very much from an old teammate and takes a mark and a half back. 65 Port Adelaide, 37 Eagles, big margin, 28 as Eberts kicks a long one. Up they go. Terrific marks have been paid. Got to get a group mark of the night, not paid to Shields. Schofield, underground handball, Boat got hit high. Eagles going in hard now. Well done by Darling. He got brought down, the big fella. Boak again working hard. Finds Westhoff. High ball, catch that if you can. Lysa can set himself in front of the pack, couldn't quite complete it. Ball to ground. Need did okay. Back towards centre half forward. Here's a chance now for Stewart. Gives off to Boak. Boak into the pocket. Out comes Shields. Shields into Schofield. Shields, Schofield, the footy. Schofield goes up the ground, supported there by Gaff. Gaff bides his time to Waters. Waters a long kick. In fact, it might have been Smith a long kick outside the 50. And a very good mark's been taken there by Heath. So Campbell Heath, as he's calling the laconic, he moves just slowly, but he's got some nice things about him. The boy from Sydney, back into the pocket he goes. And Shields might have given away a free kick.
Yeah, got caught behind there. Just couldn't get the front position, so we'll give the free kick away to Schofield, who play on. His kick is a mongrel, nearly taken by E, but went through his hands. At the back, Ollie Wines. No, sorry, that's Wines that's collecting it now. He gives it back. Well done, Stevenson. Little kick and finds Brady, but inside 50 had to play on. Kicks a wobbly one towards goal. It's going to land in Aaron Young's hands. Very, very fortunate for him. Aaron Young, right forward pocket, right up against the behind post. No daylight. Kicks it out in front of Westhoff. Takes the mark in the square.
Beautiful
this
body
is
work.
What we wanted.
How good was that body work? Just pushed off with the one arm, took it with the other one. Just great composure to mark that ball right in front in the goal square. This one is a shoo-in.
Justin Westhoff, very, very good in the one-on-one in the air. And he is right on the tip of the square. So only 10 metres out by the time he kicks. You would expect him to get it and extend Port Adelaide's lead. 28 points at the moment. He makes no mistake. He kicks it. And Port Adelaide surge ahead. And they will go 1 super goal, 10 normal goals and 5 points, I reckon, to a lead of 34 points over the Eagles, who are 5-7-37. And that's all on the RAA Insurance scoreboard.
Good guys, stats, good to go. Travis Spoke has lifted his work rate in this quarter. He's up to 16 disposals with Hamish Hartlett still on 13. Keynes Corns is getting up there with 12. Ollie Wines with 11. For the Eagles, Luke Shuey still had the 13 with Schofield 13, Waters 10 and Kennedy 10.
5 AFL and 6 PR footy thanks to Agostino Mitsubishi and the Thirsty Camel. Eagles a little bit shell-shocked at the moment. It's been all the power since about the 15-minute mark of the first quarter. Up go the big men again in the centre, taken there by Red and found Brad Ebert. Ebert again, a high ball towards half forward. Waters gets under it, should take the mark, reads it beautifully.
Well, he won't deviate.
And Bo Waters, he's probably leading possession getter up there for the Eagles.
Yeah, he's at 11.
Just works it out wide. Had plenty in the first quarter too, finds McKenzie. A little bit quiet this afternoon or this evening. So the Eagles just a bit of stop-start footy, can't get any real momentum going as we speak. So the hurried kick now back towards the centre. Schofield takes a nice mark. He played okay tonight.
Yeah, that was a great kick there by Shuey. Really opened up the
courage.
Glass, a strong mark. Had a super year last year. Darren Glass, like a fine red wine, gets better with age. Plays on quickly to Lacroix. Not aware of what's around him, but goes long. Eagles got a player all on his own. And drops off the chest. Unbelievable stuff there. Mark dropped and he's not happy there. That was McGinnity. But meanwhile, the play goes forward. They're going to get a goal anyhow. So very lucky there. A very easy mark dropped off the chest. And finally, the Eagles get a much-needed goal. It's 71 now to 49. 71 to 43. 11 gone in the third quarter.
Disappointed effort there by Calhoun and Pittard. You know, they both got to communicate with each other a little bit more and smash that ball through. You're 5 metres off the goal square. It's probably the most dangerous part of the oval. Just rush the ball through, boys, and just get it and then start again.
Well, Darling kicked the goal, but it should have been a walk-up goal before that. As we said, a lucky break. This might kickstart the Eagles, though. They're back in the ball game.
Well, they trailed there by 34. They got it back now to 28. But even then, that was an ugly goal because the ball bounced off of McGinnity's chest like a backboard.
Couldn't find an easier mark, could you?
Oh, incredible. Maybe the lights. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Cox got the hit backwards. Both nearly one possession, but well done, Shuey. Terrific stuff. One possession, got it off to Cox, who gave it off to Cripps, who tried to squeeze it out towards centre forward. McGinnity's having a horror
at the moment.
He can't get hold of it. Back in the hands of Cripps again. He's tackled well. Just inside the centre square at centre half forward for the West Coast Eagles. 12 minutes played, third term. Port Adelaide by 28 points. All on the RAA Insurance scoreboard. Thrown up. Westhoff went third up, got it out. Boat tried to take it. He was rammed into the ground. Be a free kick. Just got to be so careful that momentum doesn't take you forward. He squeezed the kick out. Westhoff has lifted. He's on the outside wing. This is what they wanted, and Mitchell couldn't hold the mark. He went back in to try and win possession. He's got the smother on the handball. Off the ground went Glass. Got it out the back to Gaff. Gaff did okay, Shepherd. Eventually work it to Selwood. Still inside defensive 50 though are the Eagles. And Scott Selwood with the footy in hand, looking up the ground.
Very good young player, Scotty Selwood, as is the Selwood family. Bangs one to the far side. Mark not taken, but they've got the numbers again now. Gaff, he's away in. Off to the races. Bounce number 3. Can run from centre wing to half forward. Draws the player. Did it extremely well now. Chance for the Eagles. Hearn from 55. A big kick. Terrific kick by the Eagles. They've got 2 in a minute.
Super goal.
It is a super goal, and he got the carry easily. Shannon Hearn, he can kick at 80. Only needed 55 on that occasion. It's incredible how a 9-pointer can get you back in the game. It certainly has here. And the margin cut back to 19. 14 gone, and that is an apex goal today, no doubt about that one.
Yeah, it was great ball movement there by the Eagles. They really pressured Port Adelaide, turned the ball over, and then just worked the ball nicely through. And Shannon Hearn, that kick was unbelievable from 55.
Just watching McGinnity, he's gone down straight down the race. Looks like he may be, in fairness, a bit of concussion there. The last 2 efforts were, he dropped the chest mark and couldn't pick up a loose ball, and he straight down, so let's hope the young fella's all right.
Well, Gaff took off on the far wing and set that play up. Poor bounce in the middle to restart. Play has to be thrown up to restart. Lobie v Cox in the middle. 19-point ball game. Port Adelaide in front. This time thrown up. Lobie went up high looking for Hartlett. Found Wines instead. And it bounced off of the shins and went into Lobie's hands. He kicked it out towards half forward. Aaron Young first upon it, pushed out of it. No, umpire said play on, get on with it. In goes Kane Corns trying to win possession. Out the back to Hartlett. Hartlett gets to his feet, kicks it into the pocket, looking for Schulz, who dives at the ball, but bounces off his chest over the boundary line, 40 metres away from the Port Adelaide goal.
Just some breaking news, Tim, Carlton will play Brisbane next week in the NAB Cup Grand Final. Even though they lost by 3 points, they've stuck through with a on percentage. They take on the Brisbane Lions. So good stuff. 71 to 52.
Ruck infringement there.
David Wildy, Tim Dinnerman, Jacob Surgeon, a power player of distinction, joining us on the 5AA company team, all the way to 6PR in
That's
Perth.
better by Need there.
So the power now, a game on their hands. Eagles have lifted their intensity, but they're freaking on the outer side. And Andrew Moore, just getting a bit worse for wear, will take it. Can't wait till he gets fit and plays a few games in a row, because he's obviously got a lot of talent, Jacob, as Moore.
Yeah, he's got a heap of talent. He's a great young kid. He's only, that's a bad kick there, but you know, he has got a really nice kick, but he's just got to step up. He's an early draft pick. It's his time to shine, and he should be playing 22 games of AFL football this year. Mark
taken by Mitch Brown, goes to Waters. Always finds plenty of it. A raking kick now. Good looking kick to Cripps too. Standing wind guard, just pops it over the top. So the West Coast have had a good last 5 or 6 minutes. Rosen out half back. The margin's 19 points. We've hit the 16-minute mark of the third term. And you know they'll keep coming. They would have got a rocket at half-time. A nice kick. Josh Hill's been a quiet player. Hardly caught him at all. Lacroix read it beautifully. Around the body. Kicks towards the 50-metre line. Darling's back there. Darling and O'Shea. O'Shea got a nice super goal there in the night.
He's going to get done here.
Is it deliberate?
Yep,
Yeah, you called that from a long way home, Tim. So Darling, and Darling's normally a beautiful kick. It's a tough angle. Will he go for the check side or will he pass off? Kicked the goal about 4 or 5 minutes ago. Still only a young man and a massive future ahead of him. Big, strong body. So Jack Darling, right full forward pocket. We have to go the banana, you'd think. Last time he tried that on the other side, went out of bounds to the full. So what's the kick like? Tries to check side, off the boot, too narrow. It is, it's a behind. The margin, 3 straight goals now on the RAA Insurance scoreboard. 17 goal in third quarter.
18 points. If you can't work that out, Stevenson brings it back in for Port Adelaide to Kane Corns. He's got Pittard if he's quick. He does do that. Pittard now can swing on the left, pop it over the top. It wasn't great. He turned it over badly. Found Cripps. Cripps wants to put it into the hot spot. He does exactly that. It's punched away front and centre. Darling, he's doing some roving. Off the ground he goes. Nearly a miracle. Just to the near side he did. And the Eagles press again. 17 points down now they are on the RAA Insurance scoreboard. See if Port Adelaide can make a better fist of it this time, bringing it back into play. Campbell Heath goes out wider still. Brad Ebert just takes the mark as they press up on him. 54 plays 71, 18 minutes played third term. Half-back flank, Port Adelaide kicked it into the man on the mark. This could be a nasty turnover. Port Adelaide are under the pump. Thrown out the back, but
Eagles free kick.
Eagles free kick.
I think he fended off with the arm, did he?
Yeah, Jasper Pittard put the elbow out. Yep. Don't argue. Accidentally slipped. Elbow to the head. Josh Hill free kick.
Josh Hill free kick. 45-degree angle. 30 metres out at the most. Could be a game changer, this one.
Been a quiet play tonight. Josh Hill hardly touched the footy.
Yeah, it's hardly touched. He's only had the 3 disposals, but the Eagles' intensity in the last 5 minutes has definitely risen. It's lifted.
He's kicked that goal and he has missed an opportunity. Off to the right-hand side. Another behind to the West Coast. They'll go to 7-13-55, trailing Port Adelaide.
Just a key stat, boys. Port Adelaide's kicking efficiency as a team is 68%, so going quite well at the moment, and the Eagles are 63%, so they're going to have to lift that.
Well, I tell you, the tempo certainly has lifted in the third quarter. Port Adelaide, they kick it on themselves and get it outside the defensive 50. Lobe tried to trap it on the half volley. Lysett, the former Magpie, did well. Now Selwood over the top. Here's a real chance. Hill again missed a moment ago. Can he kick this one? Oh, I reckon he's got it.
Yep.
He missed 60 seconds ago, got the tougher one, and they are coming, and coming quickly. The West Coast Eagles have hit back. The margin now 10 points. It was 28 not that long ago, and as we draw to the three-quarter time, the margin cut to 10.
Good guys, stats, good to go. Luke Shuey's had 15 disposals, Schofield 14, Beau Waters 13. For Port Adelaide, Travis Boak is your leading ball getter with 17, Hamish Hartlett with 14, and Kane Corns is starting to rack him up. He's got 14 as well, boys.
Just repeating, Tim, the NAB Cup Grand Final next week, it's Carlton v Brisbane at Etihad. So Brisbane, well done to them, and Carlton just hang in there, and they've got the other berth.
Hot double AFL for Agostino Mitsubishi and the Thirsty Camel. West Coast pushing back. Only 10 points behind Port Adelaide now. Lead blew out to 34 at one stage in the game. So back in the centre, Prittis trying to get a kick forward. Brown missed the punch in the air. Hits the deck. Centre wing as the ball's trying to be dug out by Kane Corns now. He did get it out the back. I think it's Boak that's picked it up. He quickly got a little mongrel kick out towards half.
Oh, great
well
spin.
Done, Moore span out of
Beautiful.
it. Couldn't get his handball away. Umpire said play on. It's in the hands of Port Adelaide as they make another mistake. I think that
Cox, how good was that?
Cox's tackle was superb on the smaller, younger player, Wingard. Picked up now by Cripps around the body, going to the hot spot. Players up there as a push in the back. Was it out the back though? Hill has kicked 2 in 2 minutes. And they are marching on, the West Coast Eagles. That was an apex goal of the night contender off the deck by Hill. He's got 2. The Eagles now edge closer. They'll go to 9-13-67. Port Adelaide 1 super goal, 10 goals, 5-71. Only 4 points the difference. RAA Insurance scoreboard.
Great composure there. Kicked it to Shepherd. Shepherd rolled on fast. Didn't go back off the mark. Just rolled on. Got it in deep to a contest. And unfortunately, Stevenson was caught behind Josh Hill. And when he caught behind Josh Hill, he's just going to, run onto that ball and kick it easier of goals. So, Port Adelaide just have to settle here. They're going to have to just block it up a little bit. Send maybe 1 or 2 guys back just to clog it up. And just compose themselves so they can get. Well, they're not out of this game. They're obviously up, but just to settle the game down.
Josh Hill, still only 24 years of age, had a couple of good moments. The former Western Bulldogs player, Prittis, bangs it out now to the far side. Cripps after for the Eagles, did pretty well too. Kept the ball in front, and the seas parted for him as he goes around the body. A high kick to centre half forward. Can someone take a mark? It's Fumley now. You'd say they're almost favourite the Eagles now. They've kicked the last 3 goals and looked good, including a super goal. McKenzie slipped over. Little Need did okay. Went to his left, back to his right. Works it inside the forward 50. Getting back his Glass. A wonderful player. With him also Shills coming through now. He's got support in Smith. Colhoun or Cahoon. Big tackle, little fella. Did well. Brought down the bigger man. But the Eagles might be able to clear it. Was it out of bounds for the full? No, it wasn't. Touched before it went over the line on the full. Good effort there. Great. 71-67 margin, 4 points into time on third term. And Port Adelaide, they just need a steadier because the Eagles have hit back really hard. Cox against Redden. A lot of experience there. Tap was nullified. Redden met it beautifully. Gave it to Young, who snapped around the body to Need. A little fella in front taking a good mark. That's a got to get a group mark of the night. Big Sean Disbury be happy with that. And they've got to get a group. And Need can go back, kick his first goal. And against the run of play, Jacob, they need this one.
fantastic tap and even gather by big Jared Red in there.
Did well, didn't he? Big Cox.
Just second, third efforts, yeah, and Cox is no slouch. Was composed enough to give the handball up to Aaron Young, who snapped it, and Little Needy was in front, and now he just needs to compose himself and put this through the big sticks.
Only a young man, 18 years of age. Need, 35 out. Port Adelaide need a goal. Starts out right. Oh, that wasn't a good kick under pressure. I think the young man felt a bit of pressure there. The margin moves out to 5 points on the RAA Insurance scoreboard.
West Coast Eagles get a breather. So the 72 plays 67, a 5-point margin. They go right up the middle of the ground. Jackson Trengo punches away. But, it was second grab.
Darling.
Darling, he did well. Cox on the wing.
Handball.
Gives the handball up to Selwood. Selwood now being pursued by Boak as his kick was poor too. He really didn't need to do that. He turned it over at half-back flank to O'Shea.
Good composure here by Cam, just slowing it down a little bit, not rushing it. Port Adelaide just need to probably chip the ball around, just keep the ball off West Coast, maybe just for a couple of minutes, and just get the ball forward.
Paul Stewart with the ball now, just chipped over to him, only the barest of margins. He wants to switch play to the back pocket where Westhoff is. If he can get it over the top, he'll have Stevenson loose. The ex-Eagle has it now. Looks inside.
Oh, great kick.
It is a good kick into the corridor and finds Broadbent, who rolls on. He's just about tackled, holding the ball. That was a magnificent effort. It was Darling.
He's had a good game, Darling, today.
Terrific effort because Broadbent was away.
It's nice having a guy 6'3" who can chase and tackle, isn't it, on your team?
He can run like Usain Bolt.
Middle of the ground, he kicks it up to that hot spot in front of the goals, but Jackson Trengo stands strong and takes a terrific defensive mark. I've got to get a group mark of the night contender.
Yeah, nice work there, Trengo, right on the buzzer. And what a comeback there by the West Coast Eagles. The lead got out to 34 points. It is now 5. 72 to 67. The Power clinging onto a 5-point lead. But some good work by the Eagles. They dominated the latter part of that third quarter. Let's go through the goal scorers for Port Adelaide. Chad Wingard's booted 3 goals. Jay Schultz has got 2 and a host have got 1, including Hartlett. O'Shea got the super goal. Stewart, Stevenson, Lobe, and also Westhoff. For the West Coast Eagles.
Let's get the party started, never stop. Live a little, live it up.
There's no place like Alice Springs.
Welcome to Central Australia!
Hi everyone and welcome to Alice Springs. If you'd like to win your own Red Centre adventure, visit us on Facebook for details. We hope to see you here soon.
Footy's back and you have a choice. Put up with what you have or demand better with Fox Footy and get closer to the game. With your team live every round this home and away season. Live every celebration with no ad breaks, siren to siren. And with 24/7 coverage and analysis, you can take your footy smarts anywhere. So to get closer, choice is easy. Fox Footy, only on Foxtel.
2013, we have the Footy Connect revolution, a platform designed by footballers for the grassroots footballing community. Clubs can promote the club by creating a Footy Connect profile using customised backgrounds and logos, communicate via the club wall, including video, photo and text posts, announce the team for the upcoming round, and recruit players. Tailored tools such as the Footy Resume allows users to promote their skills, coaches' feedback, facilitates communication between player and coach, and events tool for coordinating special club functions and activities are the innovations that make Footy Connect truly unique and so powerful. Footy Connect, connecting the football world. Are you connected?
The Northern Territory is full of the best stories.
Where I got up close and personal with an Aussie icon. Which you just have to do. Flying over those waterfalls is just irresistible.
So we jumped straight in and
relaxed in the cool waters with
a few friends on a little charter heading to
a tropical sunset like no other.
The best short break story is available now at flightcentre.com.au or call 131 600 and book now.
28 Port Adelaide way, so Eagles obviously have to lift their intensity a little bit more and get that tackle count up.
Well, I reckon at half-time, Worsfold really disappointed Tim with what he saw.
Yep.
And you said it too, they just almost switched the light off. They didn't have the energy, the levels. They thought it was going to be a walk in the park, but they turned it back on. It took probably half-time to turn that light back on.
Funny, because Port Adelaide kicked the first two, including a super goal, and blew the margin out to 34, and it looked like it was going to really get away from the West Coast Eagles, but then there was just some real good work done in close. I saw Rosa lift quite a bit, even though he's had a reasonable game. I saw the clearance stuff start to get back on top of it, with Cox leading the way there. And look, it was just a really good effort. Their forward line started to function again. Darling started to come into it. Hill kicked 2 late goals, and all of a sudden they got some real good momentum going their way. So the Eagles, well and truly back in the contest, only 5 points down now, but if there's been a bit of a breeze, then it will favour Port Adelaide this term, but you couldn't say that it's of any great advantage.
Jack Darling, 191 centimetres, 91 kilo, can run like the wind, still only 20, played 47 games, had 10 contested possessions today, the leading on the ground, and he has the potential to be a superstar. Throw Nat Nui up forward as well, Lacroix a little bit more form back in. They got a very potent forward line, but I think his ability, Jacob, to run through lines he almost plays as a big half forward flanker at times. Like he comes down to the wing and races back and forward. Very hard man to match up on.
Oh, absolutely! It's a massive asset for your footy club to have a guy who's 6'3" and can run and chase and do the little things like that. I remember seeing a stat last year on Fox Footy, and he was, I think, in the top 5 for tackles inside 50 and chases for a big guy, which is just outstanding effort.
Super speed off the mark, and I reckon he's the guy that actually got him back into the game. He tackled, he chased. We saw him take a mark at centre half back. We sent him in the forward line. He kicked a couple of goals, and I reckon he's a very good player. And that's why I like the Eagles down the track. When you put Nat Nui, Kerr, Emily loves to kick goals. You got Lacroix back after a knee reconstruction. Kennedy's is a super player, so they've got many options.
Oh, absolutely, and they're going to be up around the mark again this year. There's no doubt about it. They're definitely a top 4 team. But Timmy, I just wanted to ask you, mate, what do you think the Power need to do in this final term to get up and beat West Coast? What do they have to do that probably lacked that last 5 or 10 minutes of that third quarter?
I actually think they started to get beat at the clearances, which was disappointing because they had really got on top in that area. And you were right, Hamish Hartlett, who sort of dominated that first half, just wasn't as active, and only
hardly called in that quarter.
Only had 2 touches, and he was bulldozing that ball out of those clearances with Ollie Wines, who probably didn't have a big quarter either.
Yeah, some guys that I want to see lift, who will be pretty disappointing in my eyes this quarter. Kane Mitchell's only had the 2 disposals after 27 last week.
Can't believe that.
Yeah, I can't believe it either.
Like getting a kick.
Alapate Carlisle needs to step up. Lewis Stevenson's only had the 6, obviously coming from the Eagles. He's been one of those kids who wants to cement a spot in the Power team. I think he's been okay. Hasn't been a standout. And Morey, he's playing in the midfield. He's got to be able to step up. And quite surprised, Matty Broadbent's only had the 6 disposals for the game, which, he's usually a 15 to 20 plus sort of guy, so he needs to step it up as well. For the Eagles, Eric McKenzie's been quiet. Sam Butler's only had the 4 disposals. He's a much better player than that. Patrick McGinnity, obviously, he's had that concussion that we spoke about before.
Yeah, looked like a hard knock, I think.
Yeah, so hopefully he's okay. And Shannon Hearn's been quiet. He's only had the 4 and 1 plus Eagles 5. So, some of those guys need to step up.
Oh, but Shannon Hearn didn't have much of the play, but he did kick that big super goal, and that changed the game. The old 9-pointers. Cam O'Shea got one early on too, running down from defence and kicked a nice 55-metre goal. Who's your tip here, guys? 3/4 time. It looked like Port Adelaide by plenty. Eagles have got to within a goal. 30 minutes or 25 minutes of football. Who are you tipping?
Well, I think the scoreboard indicates it's going to be very close regardless. I think
you'll stay with Port, though.
I'll stay with Port only because I feel like the right-hand side's been the scoring end.
Jacob?
Yeah, I'm tipping with my heart as well, mate. So I know I'm a WA boy, but I'm staying with home and hopefully Port Adelaide can get up.
I'm calling a tie. I reckon it's going to come down to the last couple of minutes.
Don't sit on the fence, Wills.
Our relay going to 6PR. I hope you're enjoying that too, because the Eagles, as we said, they are set for a super year. The grand final of the NAB Cup next Friday, 7:45 to Brisbane Lions taking on Carlton. Should be a terrific game of footy. Then a week later, Essendon and the Crows from South Australia. That's the game they're all waiting for. Here's the start of the 4th quarter, and here's Tim Geneva.
In the middle, Lobie went up pretty high. He got the tap. Pritis may get onto it. No, but hitting it hard was Shannon Hearn first. He kicked it up towards half forward. Hills in front. Didn't take the mark. Spilt free. Ended up with Carlisle. Carlisle on the left, a huge kick towards the forward 50. Bounces over the top. Bo Waters, first opponent on the left, and out was Selwood. Out towards the boundary line. It's going to race there, and I reckon Broadbent will let it go over. And centre wing on the member side, it will be thrown in as the last quarter begins for 5 AFL Agostino, Mitsubishi and the Thirsty Camel. Natural gas scoreboard this term. Lacroix goes in hard, tries to get the clearance off a Broadbent. Broadbent takes him to the ground, and a bounce will result.
Yeah, anyone's ball game. It's only a NAB Cup game, but it's still nice to win these. Not a bad crowd. They're enjoying the hit out between the two. Good strength there from Hearn. Did beautifully to Shuey. Almost collared, was collared. Gave it a gaff. Was it legal? The umpire said yes. Gaff now up towards full forward. Kennedy pushes off his opponent. Tried to get back in the play. Port Adelaide did well. Was that Pittard on the right boot? Smacks it back towards the wing. Cam O'Shea, good mark by Wingard. Got to get a group mark of the night. Played well tonight. Kicked 3 goals. Just goes short and finds Ebert. So Brad Ebert, who started his career with Eagles, goes to Westhoff. Laconically goes to the footy, but takes a nice mark about 70 metres out from goal. Pokes it out wide to Young. He's been a quiet player tonight. Played well last week to Darren Young, but a lot quieter tonight. He just hurries in the forward line. Not a great kick off the boot. Gave Shields no chance at all. 1-2 happy, 2 game a dirty look. The margin's 5 points. We've travelled 2 minutes. That's on the natural gas scoreboard.
Thrown in, only 35 away from the power goal. A free kick infringement was there. Umpires paying it to Port Adelaide.
Gee, Dean Cox looks bemused.
Really?
He's going to Lobie.
Well, I'm bemused as well because couldn't see much in that at all. Matthew Lobie's not going to argue with it though, let me tell you. Kick one from here in the second term.
Almost identical spot, wasn't it?
He's probably a little closer. This one is a 35-metre kick, 45-degree angle. Dean Cox still discussing it, saying, what was it? And
Scotty
he doesn't know.
Salisbury replay, inconclusive, Tim. Inconclusive.
Well, there you go. So Matthew Lobie with a chance to put Port Adelaide in front. First blood in the last quarter. He kicks hard at it. It's not going to hold its line. It goes off to the rider, behind to him and Port Adelaide. One straight kick the difference between these two teams. 73 plays, 67 natural gas scoreboard.
Eagles about to bring it in through Shannon Hearn. Big, strong player. One of the biggest kicks in league footy too. Nice kick out of the wing. Gaff should take the mark if he gets it. He did. Strong mark. Lobie came in late, but Andrew Gaff held his ground and took a very neat mark. Cox screaming for it at centre wing. Gaff now runs on. They say one of the fittest players of the Eagles. On his left boot, nice looking kick up towards Kennedy at 3 to Benty. Dringo's fist is huge. Now to Lacroix, to Cox, surrounded by players. Took 2 to get him down. Scotty Selwood ran the gauntlet back to Mark Lacroix again. Just doesn't get a bit of ball, but coughed it up to Westhoff. Here's a chance for the Power. Just took their time there. Kane Corns at the end of it. Did okay. Gets it Ollie Wines now. Wines gets on the right. Kicks up towards centre half forward. Not a great kick. Almost a free kick.
Great effort, Needy.
Not paid there. Brad Ebert follows up beautifully. Chance for the Power. Need runs on. Need into an open goal. And Need finishes beautifully. Port Adelaide lead by 12 points. Something out of nothing there. They just sheer work rate and persistence. And Need on the end of it got his first goal for the night. And Port Adelaide needed that one.
We spoke about Needy before when he had a contest with Glass, that he just jumped away from the body. This time he attacked it hard, he made the spoil, got the ball out to Schultz, who handballed it back to him, and a beautiful goal. So the old 1-2, his defensive pressure has been fantastic.
But just persistence, wasn't it? Bang, bang,
he
bang.
Just kept going at it, kept going, never gave up on the contest, got the ball forward, and a well-deserved goal.
He's just come off the ground and he's got a roaring cheer from the crowd. I reckon he might have some family members here because
could be a few.
He lives in a little place called Elliot. That's where he's from, which is 8 hours drive from Alice Springs, so it gives you an idea how remote it was. Back in the middle though, Moore with Lobie trying to win the ball, getting it up towards Brad Ebert. Quick kick off the inside of the shoe, up towards centre half forward. Players there can't handle it. Westhoff goes in. He's lifted in this second half. In goes Schulz, trying to get it to Wingard. Couldn't do so. Pritis in there for the West Coast. He's mobbed by 3 Port Adelaide players. Eventually it worked its way out, but this time I don't think it will. Selwood on top. And Adam Type, it'll be bounced 40 away from the Port Adelaide goal.
It's good footy at the moment, boys. It's really hard and tough at the moment. It's what we like to see.
79 plays 67, 12-point ball game. Kicked out of bounds on the full. Under pressure, West Coast Eagles. I think the offending player might have been Shuey. And it's going to be Jonas with the free kick.
Tommy Jonas has been good tonight. Had a lot of job on Lacroix and has beaten that player. Mark Lacroix, a very handy player.
He's only had 8 disposals tonight, so Tommy Jonas has done a fantastic job.
Finds O'Shea. O'Shea a spear towards Red and couldn't take
Selwood.
it. Eagles, he's always got courage, the Selwood boys. His brother now gets involved too. Now away goes Smith. Smith's a short ball looking for Kennedy. Had a super first half, hardly sided the second half. Done well was Trengo, did very well.
Very good.
Pitted off a step back towards centre half forward. Almost a great mark. Will be paid there to Glass. And I reckon Wingard just caught one for his corner there. Glass, a big strong man too. Really took him out. Mitchell still only a couple of possessions there, Jacob.
Yeah, Kane's been disappointing tonight. He's only had the 2 disposals and he's had 5 tackles though, so he's putting on plenty of pressure, which is good.
He'll be disappointed because he's a boy from Western Australia. Would have liked to play well tonight. Wingard back on his feet.
Yeah, he just ran into that contest backwards and just might have winded himself when he hit the deck.
So he's up and going now.
Eagles have the ball on the outer side. It's a 12-point ball game. And it's just lost a bit of momentum. A long kick inside the forward 50. Up went Kennedy, down went Kennedy. Shuey did well, gave it to Prittis. Standing start, lands in the goal square. Dangerous Darling's there. And O'Shea's giving away the free kick. You're right. He's just a monster of a man, is Jack Darling. Well, go back and you think kick his second goal. He's at the head of the goal square and to reduce the deficit back to 6 points. He's a beautiful kick normally, is Darling. As I said, just a young man, enormous future, and so mobile and agile for a big man. Kicks it straight through for his second goal, banks about 50 metres through the big tree at the back behind the goal square there. And Eagles hit back hard.
It's quite unusual, boys. We've got Jack Darling at 191 centimetres here, 91 kilos, and Cam O'Shea, 193, 89 kilos.
I was just looking at that. There's no way that could be the truth.
There's no way that is the truth.
He's certainly stronger than O'Shea. He can push
and he looks like he's got at least 3 to 4 centimetres in height as well.
Don't believe anything you read, Jacob.
That's what it gets down to, but too strong in that contest, Darling. And held his ground, and you could see O'Shea was hanging on for dear life, literally, and gave the free kick away. Back in the middle, the West Coast back in the game. 6-point ball game, Natural Gas scoreboard.
I did call the draw.
You did indeed, and you are a very smart man. You've seen a lot of footy. Loby got up high, won the tap, Boat being held on to, then got high. Eventually the umpire paid the free kick. Boat to his feet, rolls on, right foot kick, into the hot spot, up they go, hits the deck. West Coast are back there with numbers. Don't come off though, Cahoon with the footy, trying to get a little kick around the body. Didn't get it clear from anybody. In they come, putting pressure on Port Adelaide. Off the ground went Selwood. It's going to try and make its way out. Butler's quick hands over the back, went into Young. Young got it to Boak. Boak still and delivered and tried to find a target. And Moore. And Moore will get the free kick for chopping of the arms. He'll be approximately 30 metres out, virtually dead in front of goal.
Good guy stat, good to go, boys. Travis Boak up to 20 disposals, 9 contested possession, which is fantastic by the skipper leading the way. Kane Corns to 16. And he's had 1 tackle, 7 handball receives. Hamish Hartlett has been quiet in the second half. He's only 15 disposals still, and his kicking efficiency has gone down from 78% to 64.
Andrew Moore coming in. Important kick for him and the club as he goes straight back and kicks an absolute beauty. That is an apex goal of the night contender as he rolls back in and puts Port Adelaide just a little breather, 12 points in front on the Natural Gas scoreboard.
10 different goal scorers for Port Adelaide. Shared the goals around, done that particularly well, apart from Wingard with 3.
Yep.
And Jay Shields with 2. The rest have all been singles. So I reckon Kenny Hinkley will be happy with that. Share the goals.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you don't want to have just one goal option, which is either Schulte most of the time or a Westhoff. So share the love is good.
Whereas Eagles have had 4 to Kennedy and 2 to Darling and a couple to Hill. So they haven't had quite as many. But Port Adelaide once again eke out a 12-point lead. 9 minutes gone in the final quarter. Beautiful night here in Alice Springs. And the grand final next week of the NAB Cup, Brisbane Lions taking on Carlton Blues at Etihad. Loose ball comes out the back to Smith. He coughed that up like a school kid in the backyard.
Just a shank forward by
Lobe now works it forward. Around the body went Cahoon. High ball. Who wants it? Can someone get back in time to take the mark?
Great effort.
Ollie Wines ran hard at it. Couldn't quite get there in the end. He heard the ground shudder when he landed. Kane Corns kicked it 2 metres to his teammate, Pat Congregate.
What was that?
Not sure what he was doing there.
Oh, is that a free kick?
No.
Diving onto it now was Moore. Around the body again. High kick. Can someone take a mark? They can. Bo Waters read it beautifully and took a nice mark.
That was a got to get a group mark of the night contender, Bo Waters. That was outstanding. A lot of courage. Left foot out here to Pritis. At half-back member's side, he delivers up the line, finds Lysett.
Been quiet tonight.
Scott Lysett
he's only had 3
delivers.
disposals.
He comes up the line to Hill. Hill's found some space at half-forward. He's loose. Lobe, the only man in pursuit. It's a big effort for him as Hill bounces 3 times. He's dropped it. He has to go back and get it. He steadies. He delivers inside to Kennedy.
Great footy, Hill.
Great lead by Kennedy, boys. Ran back to the goal square. Trengrove looked at him, looked at the ball to see where it was, and Kennedy's just done that little look as he looked away.
A good pass, Hill, too, because Hill lost possession, had to regain the footy. Steady, didn't panic. Nice kick and at full tilt. Josh Kennedy took a very good mark, and Tim lining up for goal number 5.
Certainly is. Kicked 3 in the first quarter, 1 in the second. He's also kicked 3 behind. So 7 shots at goal. This will be the 8th. See what he can deliver to keep the Eagles in the contest. They trail by 12 points at the moment. Kennedy. Fred Flintstone run up. Boom. At the goal. It swings back beautifully. A terrific goal by Kennedy. His 5th. The Eagles hang in there. 79 plays 85. Natural gas scoreboard.
Great play there by the Eagles. Switched the ball. Moved it quickly down the oval as they want to do. Josh Hill composed himself after this, that little fumble with the bounce, and hit Kennedy in a beautiful lead up and a nice little hook that he just turned Jackson Trengrove inside and out and kicked that goal. So Port Adelaide need to get the next one here. It's been a really, really tight contest so far.
Seesawing in the last quarter.
Hartlett's been quiet since half-time, had a super first half, but really haven't noticed him since then.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had the 12 or 13 disposals in that first half, and he's only had 2, so he's been very quiet. I'm not sure if, I think Adam Selwood has gone to him, which is obviously a massive rap for Hamish.
A good tag at doing the Selwood boys. They can do a job and also get footy themselves. The margin back to 6 points, 12 gone. Port Adelaide can go forward now again. It's time through Boak. High kick to full fork. Can someone take a mark? Crumbs come to ground. Shoots off the ground. Sucker style. Hit the post. What are in the goal of the night? Apex goal of the night. Not to be. The margin 7 points. And a good game of footy too. Really has been a good quality game. It's been Port Adelaide, then the Eagles. Momentum shifting all the time.
Bo Waters clears it towards Lysett and Redden. Redden on hands and knees. He loves getting those balls up, but Shepherd did well to cut in, win possession. On his left, looking up towards half forward. Carlisle versus Cox. Carlisle grabs it, wants to give it off. Can he get it over towards Broadbent? He does. Broadbent, an underground kick, finds Kane Corns, centre wing member side. Kane has a bounce. Chips up the line looking for Ollie Wines. Ollie Wines punched away. It was a good spoil by Mackenzie. Got it over the boundary line. And a throw in.
Good guys stat to go, boys.
Half forward.
Luke Shuey's had the 19, Will Schofield 15, and Bo Waters 15.
Brent, Ollie Wines got the biggest legs for an 18-year-old I've ever seen. Massive, and he's played well again tonight, done some great things. The margin 7 points. Kane Corns, was he pushed in the back? He was. Butler clumsy there. And Kane Corns, what a career he's had. Finds Wingard. Now to Stevenson, a long kick. These are the chaos balls up towards full forward, pushing and shoving. Goes over the back. Eagles desperate. Smith takes possession for the West Coast Eagles. Looks out wide to Cripps. Cripps should mark and does, and takes a relieving mark. But a good kick for Port Adelaide. Kick to the hot spot. Players really start to panic back there, but Smith repelled beautifully. Rosa now with the footy on the outer side half back. Port Adelaide 86, Eagles 79. And the natural gas scoreboard, 14 gone, final quarter.
Great work rate by Port Adelaide to get back there and hold the Eagles up. They were out on the other side, and just seeing all the defensive stuff that they've done over the pre-season is definitely coming through in this game. Gaff
towards Schofield, Kane Corns. In fact, Heath Campbell also went up after it. Chance now for the Power just to bang it back towards the half-forward flank. Mitchell's been very quiet, gets a nice handball though, did very well. Looking for Ebert. Shot on goal from 45. Can he kick it straight across the face of goal? Bounces 2-3 times.
Just got tackled.
And goes out of bounds, right full forward pocket.
Yeah, it was a great diving effort. I reckon it might have been Selwood just getting in hand to him. And put the kick off to go out of bounds, right forward pocket, Port Adelaide. Lead by 7 points, Natural Gas scoreboard. Pack of players around this ball as you'd expect. Desperation, Redden made front position. Lysa got a hand to it, more in there for Port Adelaide trying to win possession. Ollie Wines over the top. And it will result in another bounce. Forward pocket. Game's intensity picking up with 15 minutes played in this last term. It's been a fairly warm night. It's been played at a good pace. Over the top of it, Schulz left it behind. He goes back to try and win possession. In goes Kane Mitchell as well for Port Adelaide. Eventually, Schulz just ripped it out. Tried to get to a teammate. Good defensive work in the back. Oh, Sam Butler. Oh, he's not happy either. Just said he went down with it, not me. And Andrew Moore with the resultant free kick. Already kicked one in this term. This is a much tighter angle. About a 30-degree angle, right forward pocket. And about 25 metres out.
Just needs to compose himself here more. You know, he had that great set shot before where he kicked the goal. He just needs to go back, settle down, and just kick it for the team so they can just get a bit of breathing space.
Well, he should get some confidence out of his last shot at goal. It was a ripper, very accurate. Let's see what he can do with this one. Andrew Moore, steady as she goes, lines up, kicks over the top of the man's head, and that is a superb kick.
Straight through the middle.
Very, very good kick. Apex goal of the night contender, without a doubt. That was terrific work. He runs back to the centre with a lot of confidence. 2 goals to Andrew Moore. That'll do his confidence a world of good. 16.5 played, and Port Adelaide just sneaked the lead out a little bit more. 92 plays 79, a 13-point margin, Natural Gas scoreboard.
Just great forward pressure there by Port Adelaide. The game these days is about locking the ball inside your forward 50 and keeping it in there, and getting repeat stoppages, so then it keeps tiring out the defenders. And unfortunately, Sam Butler made a mistake, got in the back.
Yeah, he's given away a couple of free kicks, Sam Butler, just a little bit clumsy. The margin out of 13 points, and a lovely kick from Andrew Moore, an apex goal of the night, so he'd be pretty happy with that to bring up his second goal. Not even sure he's ever kicked 2 goals in a game of league footy. So Cox in the centre, brings it down in the Pritis direction, dropped it, had time to recover on his left boot as always. Back towards centre half forward. O'Shea there, so did Darling, wanted the free kick. Darling off the ground again, Pittard in there. Now the ball goes back towards full foot. Can someone pick it up and have a shot? Eagles a real chance here. It's Lacroix on the right boot, right across the face of goal. And beats all comers and goes out of bounds, left full forward pocket. But time ticking away. 18 minutes have gone into the final term.
Boys, Tommy Jonas has done a fantastic job on Lacroix tonight. He's worn him like a glove.
Yeah, good player, Tommy. Won the Coaches Award last year, so got elevated to the senior list. So it's a good story, Tom Jonas. Could have been a free kick to Redden. Appeals to Pritis. Got rock and rolled. The hurry kick came from Hartlett. A massive kick. The big barrel, almost a great mark. A diving attempt, like a third slipper there was Jay Shields. Couldn't quite take it. Right in the interchange, and we'll see a boundary throw in.
I reckon this run's done Jay Schultz a world of good too. He's needed a good full game, and he'll be better for it, I reckon.
Absolutely.
Clearance here on the wing. Very good tackle by Andrew Moore on Butler. In went Hearn to try and win possession. Pritis again. Pritis got taken high. No free kick paid. Eventually found. And
got for the push,
will be rewarded.
Did get tackled high, you're right.
So Pritis, centre wing member side, little chip pass looking for Glass. Glass gets it off to the running Rosa. Rosa on the right boot. A long kick towards full forward. Here's Kennedy and Trengo. Trengo punched away. It's going to be Westhoff and I think it was Brown who went in at it. It's back to Rosa. Rosa tackled by 2 players. He got a kick away still. It's high and under, and underneath this, taking a good courageous mark, Tom Jonas with courage.
Yeah, well done, Tommy Jonas. It was a dangerous ball, but his hands were good and up to the task. 92-79, the margin's still 13. And the time clock keeps ticking. 19 minutes. They normally go about 23-24, so you think 4 or 5 minutes left. Brad Ebert starting to work his way into the game. Takes a nice mark on the outer side. 5 AFL on relay to 6PR in Perth. And the season proper not far away. The NAB Cup Grand Final, Brisbane and Carlton next week at Etihad. And a couple of surprise results. Shuey almost got dacked, but recovers well. Chance for the Eagles through Gaff. Now they go forward again. Shuey got involved to Schofield. Mitchell tries to hunt him down.
The pressure is awesome.
Pressure is good. Rosa finally. A long kick towards full forward. Lacroix back there. O'Shea coming through there was man of the moment. Kennedy. Lacroix. A shot on goal. And this time it bounces once. Out of bounds, left full forward pockets. Just a little bit rusty, Mark Lacroix, but he'll be better for the outing.
Yeah, definitely. And just Port Adelaide's pressure tonight, boys. I'm not sure. Compared to last year, it looks like it's changed a lot. Kane Mitchell and those sort of guys haven't had great nights, but he's had 5 tackles and getting up the ground and just putting on heaps of pressure. Jakey Need, and that's what the club's obviously brought in, those guys who can do those sort of roles.
Redden and Cox at it. They couldn't get the hand on the ball, though. Out the back, Pritis on his right boot. Hooks around the body! What a goal! Absolute ripper. Apex goal and night contender from Pritis. Sensational stuff from the clearance. He can produce stuff out of nothing, and he did it exactly then when they needed it. They're only 7 points down now, the West Coast Eagles. 85 plays 92 and 20 and a half minutes into this last term on the natural gas scoreboard.
Great stoppage set up there by Coxie and the boys. They knew what they were doing at that side. He just hit the ball back. Pritis has just run onto it and didn't go to his left side, which is unusual. Snapped it in on his right side. So quite unusual setup. Yeah,
terrific player. Pritis always so consistent. Him and Selwood in the centre. They work great. Don't have quite the class they've had over the years. Judd, Cousins, Kerr, but boy do they work hard. Port Adelaide, they've been equal to the task. Ollie Wines tried to take it, couldn't. Boak smashes it towards half forward. Young got manhandled. Smith for the Eagles does well. Off his half-back flank, keeps it in play. Diving attempt there to Shepherd. Ball just goes over the line and out. True centre wing here at Traeger Park. Good game of footy, played in good spirit. Warm night. As we said, they'll sleep well tonight. 92-85, the Power with a slender lead. Can't be a lot of time left. Slapped over the back to Schofield. Like his game tonight. Kane Corns in there huffing and puffing, coming through Hearn. Just a little toe poke. Went about 5 metres. Need did okay. Hurries it forward. Scotty Selwood put his head over the ball. Shuey goes in hard too. Players still desperate. Good stuff here from both teams. Ollie Wines comes in to lend a hand. Umpire going to play holding the ball.
Jesus,
well, how did he pick this? 5 guys over the Sharon. I'm not sure how he found a free kick, but it'll go to Scotty Selwood.
He takes off quickly on the wing. He knows there's not much time. He quickly kicks it inside. Darling's in there with O'Shea. O'Shea got rid of him. Not sure if it was legal. In back they go. Jonas tried to get the ball up. Couldn't quite get it to his teammate. It's got loose.
No,
Gaps picked it up. Gaps picked it up. He's been tackled on the last line. Ebert trying to get it over the boundary line. Well done. Westhoff gets it over for a rush behind, but Brad Ebert's desperation was incredible. It is now a 6-point ball game, and David Wildy wants his draw.
Well, I'd like to see a goal, but yeah, good play there, and well done the Power. Looked to be a certain goal to the Eagles, didn't it, with Gaff? But desperate stuff, so Brad Ebert has the footy. He's starting to build up a few stats too.
Yeah, Ebo's had your 13 for 17 disposals.
Oh, he's on a barrel.
Oh, the big torpedo back through the centre, covered 65 metres, lands in no man's land. Andrew Moore's had a good last quarter, finds O'Shea on the left boot, bangs it out towards the wing. McKenzie and Cox, the 2 big men go after it. Sits up now for McKenzie. Ollie dropped what he should have taken. Smith gets it back towards McKenzie. Time running out. Lobe a little bit clumsy there, all over him. In fact, too clumsy.
Played it late.
And a massive turnover here. The Eagles at centre wing. They play on quickly. Smith on the end of it again. Kick high up towards the forward 50.
Pay the mark.
There. Great marker. Got to get a group marker of the night. Might even win it. Brad Ebert, as we said, played 76 games for the West Coast Eagles. That was good hands.
Superb stuff. Right when you needed it, he kicks it out wide or one-on-one. This is dangerous. Boat though, too good. He gets hold of it now, kicks it up the line. Umpire's paying something.
Free kick, pushing the back.
He's going to bring the ball back to half-back flank, out of side where Travis Boat will take the free kick.
Well, no advantage there, though.
Well, I thought he kicked the ball and then got pushed, so the ball should go up the ground, but umpire caught it. It's coming back to Travis Boat.
Fair enough. Travis Boat, the skipper, with the ball now, wearing the number 1, as is Port Adelaide's tradition.
Looks very good on him as well, I reckon.
Not bad. Suits him. Kicks it short up the line. Running hard, Stevenson. The siren sounds at the 24-minute mark of the last term, and Port Adelaide come away with a surprising win. 92 played, 86. It was 12 goals, 11, 86 with a super goal. Power 14-5, 92 with a super goal, and a superb night's footy. Both teams will get a fair bit of fitness work out of that one in warm conditions.
Yeah, the Power players off the bench too running out. I mean, any win's a good win, and it's a confidence booster with the season proper not far away. They play Melbourne round 1. Melbourne today defeated by St Kilda, and that'll be a 50-50 game over in Melbourne. But I like the signs, Jacob. There's so much enthusiasm, so much freshness, and Port Adelaide have pretty well cleaned out the bottom of the barrel and started from afresh. New coaches, new players, and a new spirit. And I think there's only one way, and that's to go up with the youngsters that are out there today. The more games you get into them, you know down the track it's going to come to fruition.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they're a young, exciting team. Get rid of a couple old blokes. You bring in a bit of youthful guys. Stevenson, Campbell Heath, Needy, Ollie Wines, who was fantastic tonight. Won the contested possession by at least 2 or 3. So it's really exciting times ahead. And then you've got a couple of old nuts with Cornsey and Schultze, Dom Cassisi to come back in. It's really exciting times. I really hope the Port Adelaide supporters jump on.
Good stuff, Port Adelaide. Kenny England, the team, would be very, very happy. Before the game, West Coast Eagles hot favourites to win. They started like that too, got out of the blocks early. Kennedy was a star, but slowly but surely Port Adelaide worked their way back into the game, and they had winners all over the ground. And as we said, the enthusiasm, the result really means nothing, just the way they're playing. It's a more exciting brand of footy. They trust in themselves. They're getting game time into some of the players who have been in the club for a while. You know, you look at Hartlett and Boak have been around a while now. They're going to be stars of the future. We know that. But it's the likes of Redden and Ollie Wines and Pittard finally playing. Little Jake Need. There's talent all around the ground, and they can only get better with each outing. Yeah, I'm not sure that, you know, I think every game the guys go out, they need a win just for themselves, just to get that belief and that confidence. Yeah, it does. I mean, but the result in the scheme of things, NAB Cup means nothing. I think if they lost by a point today, they would have lost. They would have no detractors. They came to play. Yeah. West Coast were the superior side on paper, but you don't win games on paper. And see, last week they had a chance to beat Melbourne, and I think they've been lucky to beat Melbourne last week. With Redden kicks the goal, Melbourne were the better side. Tonight, I thought Port Adelaide were the better side. So full marks to the Power. They're pretty happy too. They're taking it like a win, and so they should. A little photo down there on the ground. The season round 1. It all starts, and that's the important stuff, isn't it? Melbourne round 1. Oh, absolutely. It's all about round 1 and winning at the G, and they've only got 1 game there, so they've got to make it count. And you know, they're going to have a really strong lineup in, and you know, they obviously only played Melbourne last week, so it's important to start the season off really well. Really enjoyed the game. It was played in good spirit. Both teams went in hard. There's a lot of stars. We saw 5 goals to Josh Kennedy, but we saw some brilliant stuff from Port Adelaide too. It was more of a team effort from the Power when you look through the stats and that. A lot played well, a couple of quiet players, but most of all I thought a really good team effort. Our match review thanks to Moleland Office Furniture. Hopefully a player shortly. They're just doing a few stretches out on the ground. A great night to play footy, but they'll be tired tonight, as we said. But 92-86, the final wash up, 6 points. And not many people gave the Power a lot of chance of winning tonight. Earlier today we saw Brisbane beat Collingwood, St Kilda beat Melbourne, Richmond beat Hawthorn, and that's the way, and Geelong beat North Melbourne. And the NAB Cup final, David? Brisbane v Carlton Etihad. Georgia Tech will be there next week, 7:45 p.m. Friday night. Friday night footy. And of course the football starts the following week on the Thursday, doesn't it? Correct. Carlton, Richmond, then Friday, Essendon Crows at Amy. Correct. Wait again. Well done. As we're waiting for a player to, if you want to go through some of the stats, Jacob. Absolutely. Good guys, good to go. And also perhaps pick 3 or 4 of your better players for the Power. Yeah, good guys, good to go. Stats, we'll start with the Eagles first. Luke Shuey ended up with 21, Will Schofield 18, and Matty Prittis and Gaff on 17. A little bit disappointed with Sammy Butler and McKenzie. Josh only had 7, so you know they've got a little bit of work to do, but it's not panic stations for the Eagles. They're a quality outfit, and you know when they get a few more experienced guys back in, they're going to be a top 4 side, which they are. More of a wake-up call for them, I think. Absolutely. And for the Power, the skipper leading the way in that number 1 Guernsey, which looked fantastic. Travis Boak ended up with 24 disposals. Kane Corns ended up racking them up towards the later half of that game with 20, and Brad Ebert stepped up with 19 as well. But it's quite interesting. Travis Boak had 10 handball receives. Kane Corns had 7, but their contested possession, Travis Boak had 12, Ollie Wines had 11. Great figures there. Ollie Wines, I mean, a young man, as we said, he's only 18 years old. 11 contested possessions. He's got legs like tree trunks. He's a tournament game player. I mean, he'll be around the club for a long, long while. And Boak looks like he's going to be a player for life at Port Adelaide. Just signed a new deal. He's the captain, and some really good results there. So, case of I thought a really good team effort for Port Adelaide. No superstars tonight, just a beautiful all-through team effort, apart from perhaps Carlisle and Mitchell and Young didn't do a lot. Lobie and Redden
did very well up against Dean Cox, very experienced. I think they obviously have a different look when they've got Nat Nui in that
absolutely.
mix.
I was a little bit disappointed.
He's tough to beat.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with Lice. I didn't get to see him do too much in there, and I was, you'd think he'd want to play really well against Port Adelaide, being a Port Adelaide boy. So a little bit disappointed with his game, but he's young. He's only 2 or 3 games into his AFL career, and he'll step up from there. But yeah, big Jared Redden and Matthew Lobe worked fantastic together, and that's just going to be a plus for Port Adelaide, and especially the competition between the 3 ruckmen now, Renouf, Lobe, Redden. It's really exciting, the ruck stocks that we have down at Port Adelaide.
What do you make of the Chris Marston a late withdrawal? Chris Marston, so one less interchange. Does it make a difference over the night or not?
Oh, probably not.
5v6?
Yeah, no. The guys were coming off. We saw the rotations. I'm sure they were around 180,
wasn't restricted,
160,
was it?
So...
crowd tonight, guys, 4,244.
Been here, I reckon, when they've had 8 or 9, absolutely jam-packed. So reasonable crowd, nice night, but a great hit out for Port Adelaide and the West Coast Eagles.
Just go through a few more stats for you guys. Tackle count, we had Port Adelaide 48 to West Coast 38, which is obviously great for Port Adelaide. That means they're putting on a lot of pressure and obviously winning the ball. Handball received 74 to 80, which is good. Inside 50s was 45 to 37. For Port Adelaide, which is good. They're getting the ball inside 50 and keeping it in there, so got to be really happy with that game, and they're just going to get better from this.
Just keep going until we get the interview.
The way the boys run and took the game on and moved it fast, really exciting times ahead, and the difference compared to last year where we probably chip back and be a bit slow with the ball. You can see that the ball movement was a lot quicker these days. Guys were moving the ball a lot faster and looked to move it forward, which